All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to some more D&D: The Ascension here on Forgebreaker. Really don't have a lot of announcements other than just our typical schedule that we have right now. We are looking at Tyranny at Monday, 7:30. Monks of Giants, the very first of our Storm King's Thunder campaign on Wednesday. We have Alliance on Saturday, Ascension and Tyranny back to back again through the weekend, and then Empire the following Wednesday. Other than that, that's pretty much all the announcements I have. Going to check with the guys over in chat and make sure we're ready to go, and then we'll get this thing up and going. Alright, so everybody is here and good to go, it looks like. We are going to jump over for introduction.
Yeah, basically, somebody said that if you turn the level down on Windows for your mic and then turn the gain on the mic itself up, it would fix a lot of the ambient noise pickup, but apparently it just makes me super quiet.
Or maybe you didn't do it enough, or
I mean, it was down to like 20 and I have it on 70 now, so.
All right.
there's probably a happy ground in between that would reduce it.
Just if I turn the gain up, I can hear everything because it reverbs back through my headset.
Yeah,
And I can hear like outside across town when I turn the gain up that high.
If you're just trying to cut out ambient, why aren't you using a filter? Or are you using a filter? An audio filter? No, an audio filter and oh wait, Discord might not have that.
I mean, I've
I don't
got a
think
sound gate
Discord
set up
has
on
that.
Discord, but not a
Yeah.
filter.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh well, it works fine whenever I'm like this, so I was just trying to do open mic instead, but if it's going to be stupid quiet, then I'm not going to worry about it. Just stick with push to talk.
All right. I think we are ready to go.
All right, everybody here?
Yep.
Max?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sweet. All right. So we're going to do and do recap. If you're ready. You ready for recap?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, so last episode, last session rather, you finally arrived to White Plume Mountain, where the 3 weapons you were hired to retrieve are supposedly residing. After searching around the mountain for a little bit, you made your way up on the south side of the mountain itself and found a small cave about a couple hundred feet up the mountain, leaning into the mountain itself. Berwyn, being voluntold by Markinor, explored the cave first. And while he was in there, he was just getting pelted by not scalding, but very uncomfortably hot steam, and then a quick suction of cold air being drawn back into the cave afterward. The group eventually found the source of this effect, being a small crack in the roof of the cave, where the steam and the air was going in and out of. After investigating a little bit further, Aelion was able to discover a small trap door hidden beneath the muck of the cave floor, and you were all entered into the mountain proper. As you went down a winding staircase and eventually into a small tunnel, you found a giant sphinx blocking your path. It gave you a riddle to solve, After brief deliberation, you were able to solve it and were allowed passage further into the mountain. 3 paths were set before you, left, right, and middle. You chose the middle path. A small distance into this path, you found a small pool off to your right. After some diving and searching, you found a spoked wheel at the bottom and decided to try turning it. Eventually, after many failed checks and getting a lot of help, you were able to turn it counterclockwise, and everyone heard a series of clicks all around you as you did so. But no obvious effects seemed to reveal themselves, so you just decided to continue on down the passage. You continued until you found yourself in a somewhat large room. 2 floating coral and seaweed-covered looking formations floated in the middle of the room. As you stepped forward, you found that the floor of the room was not what it seemed. Though very hard to see visually due to the ever-present water on the floor, Markinor, with his 10-foot pole, was able to discern that some of the floor dropped away to much deeper than the few inches that you had been walking through. Unfortunately, Berwyn didn't follow Markinor's safe path and fell into the deeper part of the room into the water. As he did, the sea structures, which you found out were actually Kelpie in disguise, attacked. After a comically difficult battle, you were able to finally slay the 2 creatures. As you looked into the room more closely, you were able to find 2 rooms under the water. Berwyn, in his octopus form, searched them and was able to find a little bit of loot in one of them. And then you continued on. Going down a hallway that came up in the next corridor, you found yourself faced with a strange rotating corridor covered in some kind of viscous liquid. After several hilarious attempts to cross this corridor, Markinor was able to fly towards the end of the spinning hallway with Berwyn's octopus help, only to have a flaming arrow fired from an arrow hole at the end of the hallway, and this set the liquid on fire that you discovered was actually oil. Markinor clearly heard a voice and the sound of a door that he was near locking. Trying not to catch the baby. Turn the game down a little bit, maybe it won't come too bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
You all decided to avoid what had set you on fire and just go ahead and leave that behind and continue down the other path. You came upon a set of 3 doors that seemed to be reinforced from the other side. You went through all 3 of these doors, seeing the reinforcement through all 3 of them. But you found yourself faced by a seemingly large body of boiling water. Though the area around you was obviously hazardous, a seeming bubble of thin, clear material protected you from the boiling water on the other side of it. As you followed further into this bubble, you came face to face with a very, very large crab. You commenced the battle and slayed it fairly easily after Markinor hit with a massive smite on it. Looking through the area afterwards, you found a chest partially inside the bubble, and inside of it, you found the trident that you assumed was Wave. After all of that concluded, you, as a group, decided to head out back to the cave on the surface and take a long rest before continuing back down the other paths presented before you. So that is where we will pick up. You have made your way back down to the trapdoor, down the winding staircase, and are at the bottom once again.
Here.
And what do y'all want to do?
And we have 2 paths we can go. We can head off to the left or to the right, and presumably either one of these is going to lead us to our next sword that we have to rescue.
Ooh, one thing. As you make your way down to the bottom of the staircase, before when you stepped down, there was this ever-present, few inches of water and muck that you were kind of wading through all the time. As you get down to the bottom of the staircase, you see cavern floor instead. It seems like the water has dissipated.
Okay. So yeah, shall we continue around? Probably see if this Sphinx has anything else for us.
So as you all begin walking through, once again you see the Sphinx standing ever present before you. However, as you move forward, whereas the first time you entered, it seemed like it was following you as you walked forward until you got to the wall of force that was in front of it. Now it just stands resolute. It doesn't move, and as you continue forward, you find that the wall of force is not present.
Did we ever get this Sphinx's name? I don't think we did we?
Nope.
It seemed like it was just standing sentry, blocking people from entering unless they solved the riddle first.
Yeah.
That seemed like it was his sole purpose.
All right.
I dub it the Riddler
Yeah.
and paint it with green question marks.
As
you
begin painting it, it attacks you. Roll for initiative.
Can only he fight it or she fight it? I don't want any part of this.
She can try.
I don't have any paint anyway, so it's not worth it.
So to the right then.
I want to go to the left.
Of course you do. All right. Let's go.
To the right?
No, to the left. You wanted to go to the left.
You wanted to go to the right.
Swear to God, Barwin, today may be your day.
As you all progress forward, heading off to the left, you catch sight once again of the pool of water there, but you see that it stands empty. Everybody give me insight checks.
Which pool? Under our feet?
One?
No, the one y'all dove into.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Whoa,
Well.
Insight.
And
First roll
everything
of the
else looks
night.
like normal.
like, nobody else needs to roll at this point. Like, holy shit. Damn, and he meets it with an 18. Ah. So, Aelion and Markinor, as you kind of catch sight of that pool, you see that the water is not present anymore, obviously sunken down with the rest of it. And you begin to recall that the last time you were in here, you turned that wheel and heard audible clicking all around you. As you begin to think about it, you seem that like you didn't notice anything before that seemed to be a reaction from that clicking sound. Now you kind of think maybe, just maybe, all that clicking was some kind of trapdoors or something like that that may have opened to drain the water out of here.
Place is filled with contraptions.
As you make your way forward, Markinor and Berwin are actually standing in it. You see that what would have been covered by water, you see a large 10 feet long, 10 feet deep open pit. You don't see anything at the bottom of it. You just see a big hole. And you're able to easily jump over it, but it might have been a little bit harder to see had you not gotten rid of the water before.
Am I still standing in it now?
It's right there.
Ah.
Well, that is fantastic news.
Yay for investigating stuff and making things easier for yourself.
Yay.
All right. So as Markinor, as you come around this corner here, you see a very long hallway. As you're looking down closer on it, you see a series of copper-colored metal plates lines the walls of the path before you.
Is there anything unique about them? Are all of them exactly the same all the way down?
They look exactly the same. They're all about 6 feet high and 6 feet wide. Nothing remarkably different. You see some, skirmish marks, stuff like somebody rubbed against it or something like that. But otherwise, they're pretty much identical.
Is there any burn marks on them?
On them, no.
On the backside between the plates and the wall, is there anything attaching them there?
They're flush with the wall. I know it doesn't really show it real well on the map,
Mhm.
but they're flush against the wall. You can't see behind them.
Okay. And they don't look like they would move or anything like that?
Not from where you're standing, no. It doesn't look like they'll move.
Take the 10-foot pole and start putting pressure on the plate directly in front of me.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What
Nothing's
did
gonna
I do?
happen. I just wrote some notes for myself here.
I'm gonna be angry if it's an electric trap. Just throwing that out there.
Alright, so as you tap, you're just tapping the floor.
Yeah, the floor in front of us.
Yeah. So as you tap in front of it, nothing happens.
Okay. Gonna step forward. And looking a little closer at these plates, if I kind of look around the edges of the plate itself, you said they're mounted. Or you said they're flush against it. Does there appear to be any way that they're mounted from this side?
Give me an investigation check.
Man, I really wish I was good at those.
You don't see anything. It seems like they're almost like implanted into the wall, but you don't see anything noticeable about their function or how they're even holding up on the wall. It's
Okay.
almost witchcraft to you.
Anyone else before we try to go past these?
Well, I don't think they're electric because you're made out of metal, basically. Now, covered in metal. You're not fried, so there's that at least.
There is that. How high off of the ground are these plates?
They're flush with the floor.
And up above?
They rise about 6 feet off the floor. The corridor is I think everything is about 15 foot tall in this
Okay.
cave or in this mountain.
Okay. Do we want to continue, or do you guys have any other suggestions for this?
These plates, are they like shined to a mirrored finish? Are they dull? Are they corroded?
They look somewhat old. Just passage of time, kind of natural corrosion done to them. But they don't seem to be shiny or anything. Just copper-colored metal plates.
I just know we have issues with mirrors, so well, at least Markenor does.
The mirror was fine to me. It was fine, I tell you.
Uh-huh.
I'll step forward.
Okay. Kaylin, as you step forward, give me an investigation check as you're looking around. So as you look at these, trying to piece together what these plates are, you get a little bit closer to them and you hear a somewhat kind of electrical humming coming from the plate next to you. It's hard to discern exactly what's causing it or what it may be doing, but it's obviously letting off some kind of low buzzing sound.
That's not good.
What did you find?
You can't hear that?
According to my investigation, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
Well, there's definitely a buzzing in these plates.
A buzzing like electricity.
Definitely could be electricity.
Hearing him say that, kind of steps back a little bit and reaches into his pocket and grabs the bag of ball bearings that he has and starts aiming and throwing them forward and trying to hit the plates as he throws them.
All right. Are you aiming for any in particular?
Specifically the one Kaylin is standing beside, because since I didn't hear anything on this other side, I'm assuming there's nothing there. So I'm gonna just throw for this one right in front of me here.
All right. So you throw it, and it bounces off the plate, kind of making a twang sound, and then it bounces along the floor, kind of rolling up in front of Kaylin to about right here.
So seeing that I'm the only one that has this problem with all the metal, I'm going to kind of look around and say, how do you think we should proceed out of this room? Because believe me, I have my ideas.
We can find the trigger. Should be able to stop it, right?
Possible.
Just depends on what that trigger is.
I'm going to reach in my pouch again, and this time I'm going to pull out the what was that? The eagle whistle. Kind of looking around at everybody. I kind of put it to my lips and start blowing the whistle, and I want to fly over top of the plates and kind of make my way across and look down to see if I can find any of the triggers or anything that may cause them to go off.
All right. So as you're blowing this whistle, you make your way forward. You're good there. As you move slightly more forward, it seems like the entire corridor begins to start get warm around you, and yet your face and such aren't actually warm. It's only the areas touching your armor that seem to be getting much warmer, almost uncomfortably so at this point.
Okay. Kind of indicate to everybody else that, I'm starting to notice something in this area and slowly make my way back. Of course, I'll have to come back and do so because I have to continue to blow the whistle. So, so then, yeah, I'll come back, and once I land, I'll say, I'm noticing about in this area here as we go forward, I'm starting to feel a bit of heat building up in my armor as we go forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna step forward into that area just to see what happens.
What are you wearing?
Leather cloak or leather traveling gear.
Okay. As you step forward, you don't really get the same feeling that Mark Nor described. It doesn't feel like any of the clothing or anything you're wearing seems to be getting hot. However, at your kind of at your waist where you keep your one dagger, two daggers?
I don't have any daggers anymore.
Oh, you got rid of them?
Yeah, there's an axe in my pack, but that's along with my thieves' tools. I don't exactly know what the rod of the pack keeper is made of.
Not metal.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, you don't notice anything actually as you move forward. Feels normal.
Say back, yeah, it definitely seems to affect metal.
Did I feel any kind of like pull or anything like that? Like it wasn't the plates were trying to pull me down from where I was at?
No. It's just your armor started getting kind of warm to you for some reason.
Right. And seeing Kaylin kind of make her way up there and kind of look in her direction and say, "Are you seeing anything that might allow us to disable these plates?"
Suppose I want to investigate this area a bit.
Okay. Roll me another investigation check.
You.
More of the same. As you move forward, the humming is slightly louder by the plate or coming from the plate you're next to. However, you don't see any switches or levers or anything like that.
I don't see anything. If I touch the plate, does it feel warm?
It does.
Don't touch the plates. So yeah, it's definitely affecting the metal, so be careful.
Wait, what's the journal say?
Gonna keep moving forward.
So as you move forward, what do you carry your money in? Like a little belt pouch?
I not really. I think I keep it in my pack.
In your pack, okay. As you move forward, you begin to smell what smells like cloth burning. And as you kind of look around, you look at your pack and you see little wisps of smoke beginning to come out of it.
Got it. Yeah. Again, do I see anything by this set of plates?
We'll just say you're taking your time as you're moving forward. Looking at that, you see the smoke coming out of your pack. Once again, just a slightly louder humming coming from the plate next to you, but you once again don't see any way to turn them off.
If I look in the area that I'm in, do I see any parts of the wall that look at a place like that might be a passageway to go around?
Give me an investigation check.
I'll help him with that.
With advantage.
Okay.
As you're
Jesus.
looking around, you kind of place your hand on the wall, the walls around you, and run your hands across it. It just feels like solid and hard stone all around you.
Okay, well, I'm out of ideas. I don't know how we're gonna get through this right now.
Cast detect magic. I just want to know if it's something magical. It's something physical that's causing. If I can tell if that's what's causing the humming.
As you cast detect magic, you look around you, and all around you, all of these plates begin to radiate with some kind of magical force.
Okay. I'll relay that back. It's definitely caused by magic, guys. So that might be a way to deal with it. And then I'm going to come back towards the group.
And as you make your way back, the smell of cloth burning begins to dissipate. If you were to look in your pack, though, you would see a little bit of scorch marks down where the your coins, gold coins, and other different forms of money, metal money, were sitting. Seem to have begun scorching, trying to go through your pack.
Yeah.
Just not thinking, or I'm not figuring out what to do here.
That box that you're in right now, start thinking outside of it.
I'll probably need to go around this somehow.
Hey, have it.
Hmm.
I'd like to wild shape into a crag cat.
Sure, of course you do. All right, you're a crag cat. I'm not going to bother with the token.
Okay. And no, I have no metal.
And as you make your way down, as you get closer to the end of the hallway, whereas anytime Kaylin, you've been hearing this humming sound, you've kind of almost put your ear to it to be able to hear it. Standing away from it, you don't hear it at all. However, Berwin, as you get towards the end of the hall, especially the last couple sets of plates on either side, you can audibly hear the humming without getting close at all coming from these plates. However, no other effects seem to be bothering you.
I'd like to step into this room then.
Okay. As you move into this room, give me a perception check.
Oh my gosh, that's pathetic. Okay.
As you move through there, you're looking around the room and more so noticing the stairs up to your northwest. And unfortunately, you don't see the hidden door opening behind you. And as it opens, two shambling, somewhat undead looking figures come out and attack. Roll for initiative.
Oh, man. What did you do?
He split the party.
Ha 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 ha. Watch.
He did split the party. Oh. That's how today's going to be then.
That's solid 5, though.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Appropriately ominous music beginning to play.
Don't think I actually added the attack for that animal. This will be interesting.
Let's try.
I never expected to actually use it.
Oof. Well, this will be fun.
Cool.
Oh my goodness.
Neat. Alrighty,
is
so
neat.
as you hear Berwin's kind of cat sound, that he said a crag cat is what it's called?
Yeah, it's a Storm King Thunder creature. So I can't actually get the stats off of D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and I can't look them up, I don't think.
What is it?
Crag Cat.
Give you that.
I know it has I have an AC of 15 and whatnot. I don't remember what the attacks are. Because it doesn't look like I made
It's showing from Storm King's Thunder the AC is 13 on it.
Yes, and I have the amulet that's a +2 AC for everything.
Oh, it's +2. I thought it was +1.
You said +2. Because Dire Wolf AC is 14.
Okay. Yeah. So you got a AC of 15. Let's see. You've got a +3 to Dex, +3 to
Yes.
Strength, +3 to Con. Your attacks are Pounce. Or wait, no. Pounce is one of your special abilities, and then you've got Bite and Claw, which are both +5. to hit, and 1d10 for the bite, and 1d8 for the claw.
No multi-attack, right? It's one or the other.
Correct.
Or it's a claw, and then if you land the pounce, it's a bite, I think.
The pounce is if the cat moves at least 20 feet forward toward a creature, it then hits it with a claw attack on the same turn. That target creature must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target is prone, the cat can make one bite attack against it as a bonus action.
Okay. Speed's 40, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm good.
Alrighty. So, as you see these two creatures coming out, you see more of them filtering out of this door that is now opened in front of you. Can't get close enough to you, though, so that's its turn. However, this one to your northwest, or northeast, rather, is going to attack you.
Can't even see him up there.
And it's going to come around and hit you with its claws. 17?
17 hits.
Let's not do that song, thanks. So it brings around its claws and catch you across the side for 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
I need a Constitution saving throw from you. That'll be with a +3. Posted the link I'm using in the Discord for your crack cat.
Thank you.
All right, so as you catch this claw across your side, you begin feeling like this energy is flowing through you, causing you to not move, but you're able to shake it off and continue fighting without being paralyzed. But you do take 6 damage to your crack cat form, which had 34 hit points.
Yeah.
Another one is going to move up and stop at the doorway.
Or Irwin.
Trying to move out.
Taking so much
And
damage
you hear
already.
the grumbling of several more trying to get through the doorway at the same time, just coming to just mob you. That being said, Aelion.
D&D is beyond us a little slow tonight.
Let's see here. I had one more thing to look at before. So yeah, I do have 40.
Be right back.
First turn. Okay, so I'm gonna use my movement. Go there. Right. And then just immediately use my bonus action to Misty Step. Another thing.
All right, as you get to that point, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Studded leather.
Yeah, no, you're fine. The little kind of pointed pieces of metal begin to grow hot, but not hot enough to hurt you.
Just gonna push it again because I'm forgetting. So then just Misty Stepped right there.
Okay.
Just hey guys.
You see what Cragcat Berwin is dealing with now.
Just see a kitty and some things.
Dang it. Gonna go really great.
Well, I can't move anymore. I'll pull out my bow and shoot this guy in the door.
All right, the one in the back.
Yeah.
Not very entertaining, I know. I can't see anything.
Both hit. All right, so as you step forward and blink, kind of out of existence and reappearing next to Berwin, you immediately whip around and see these 3 undead and hear the voices of other ones coming from this door that's swung open by him. So you braid your bow and fire off 2 quick shots, both of them sinking into the chest of this creature, and it kind of steps backwards from the impact and then kind of starts shuffling forward again. It's looking For an undead, pretty damaged. That being said, you hear the moans of another one coming from the doorway. 15, 20, 25, 30. Then it steps out past the one that you're pelting with arrows. But that is its turn. Galen?
Time to mess with Markinor. All right. Oops. So I'm going to move up just in front of Markinor. Turn around, grab him, and cast Thunderstep.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm assuming he's willing, because if not, he's going to be screwed.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Move 90 feet, or 85. So I want to move here. He moves right behind me. So, just short of the wall. He spaced 5 feet in front of me.
Poof.
All the way up.
Where is he? Oh, you're up there.
Yeah, a little further up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Awesome.
Special delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of moved to the corner by the stairs.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
All right. I'm going to take some creative liberty here. So as you step forward, you look back at Markinor, kind of size him up, and you ask him, "Do you trust me?" Markinor immediately shakes his head, "No," and then you grab hold of him and slam your foot down to the ground, and you both, in a shocking, thunderous approach, vanish out of existence, much like Aelion did, and appear all the way up in the chamber above you, kind of with a loud crash. Markinor, never doing this before, is a little bit out of his element and kind of stumbles around for a second, and then starts to look around and gauge what's going on in the battle down below him. That being said, it's your turn.
That battle down below me is not something I am very fond of. So I'm going to come up here and cast Channel Divinity, Turn Undead. All creatures within 30 feet of me that I can see or hear must make a wisdom saving throw.
Give me a perception check as you do so.
Of course.
We are
Of course.
rolling great, guys.
So as you cast this, you fully expect these creatures to be affected by this spell. However, none of them stop moving in their attack and are still shuffling forward towards you all.
Cool. Channel Divinity's gone.
I'll say Berwyn and Aelion's at Joe right beside him. Give me perception checks as well.
Hey, there we go.
Berwyn, in your cat form, you see clearly hanging around the necks of these creatures that have moved out of the room what appears to be a necklace with an amulet on the end of it in the shape of skull and crossbones. And as Markinor moves forward and begins chanting to cast Turn Undead on these, you see those amulets all begin to glow briefly and then dissipate, and they seem to be unaffected by his spell.
What do I want to do? I'm thinking, sorry. Okay, I guess I will also cast a Spiritual Weapon. My bonus on the one directly in front of me. Does 14 hit?
14 does.
For 9 force damage.
Hitting the one right beside the sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the Tyr's longsword swings through the air and catches this thing and leaves a giant gash that doesn't bleed or anything, but obviously does damage to this creature.
That's it.
All right. So you all hear, now that you're all in this room, you all hear the shuffle and groans of more of these creatures coming from that room. Almost just trying to file out of this very small corridor, and they're unable to. Yep. The one next to Berwin, however, is going to try to claw him once again. Does a 14 hit?
No.
All right, so it swipes down towards you, but you're able to avoid the attack this time, not wanting to be affected by whatever is accompanying their claws. And it is now your turn, finally.
Okay. I'm gonna bite the throat of the one in front of me.
All right. An 8 does not hit.
That's it.
So as you lunge forward, still trying to get used to this form that you haven't used before, you misjudge the distance you need to move to attack and miss. And we're back to this again. All right, so this one is going to move up between Markinor and Berwin, and once again turn around towards Berwin and swing claws. 17? I think that one hits, right?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
does.
Brings the claws around, and you take 5 slashing damage to your cragcat form, and I need another Constitution save. Once again, you feel this kind of paralyzing effect beginning to go through your body, but you're able to shake it off and continue fighting. That being said, this one's also going to swing at you to your northeast. Rolled a 12. It's going to miss. This one's going to move up through the group and come over next to Aelion and swing at Aelion. 20.
20 hits.
So you take 10 slashing damage as it brings across there for its max damage roll. And I need a con saving throw from you. So as this creature shuffles towards you and gouges you across the chest as you're bringing down your bow, it catches you and you feel this paralyzing effect just gushing throughout your body, and you are now paralyzed. You all see is just he just stops moving. We'll use that one. This one is also going to move through the horde here. Swinging up next to Markinor is going to swing at him. And is going to roll an 11 and miss. Aelion, as you feel your wits starting to come back to you, try to move, and you're unable to do anything this turn. However, at the end of your turn, give me another con save throw.
Oh my gosh, dude.
As this paralyzing effect just seeps through your body, you just find yourself unable to fight against it, and you are still paralyzed. This one in the back is going to also step forward towards Markinor and swing at him with its claws. It's going to roll a 19 and miss as well. Markinor just batting these foul creatures away with his armor and shield. Kaylin.
Okay. Guess I'll fire off Eldritch Blast at the one here next to Aelion.
Okay.
11.
Miss.
14.
Hit.
For 8 damage.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, so as you raise your hands up, chanting briefly, you send off 2 bolts of force energy. One of them goes wide, missing the target, but the second one hits it in the chest, doing a good amount of damage to it, but it is still alive, quote unquote. Markinor.
Alive, but undead.
But undead.
Oh, by the way, I forgot that Channel Divinity goes up to 2 uses after level 6, so I still have one of those.
Nice.
I haven't used both of them yet. Yeah, I'm going to just start laying into these things all around me. Going to attack the one to the north.
Okay.
With warhammer. 13.
13 hits.
All right. What is that? Okay. 12 damage.
Okay.
And the longsword, turning its attention, is also going to poke at that one as well and try to stab it. And crit fails.
It's going to miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Let's see. There's no way for me to pack any more monsters around, y'all. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This creature moves forward, seeming to turn its sights towards Kaylin. And then another one comes out from the room. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Also shambling towards Kaylin. That being said, the one next to Berwin is going to swing its claws at you. It's a 17 hit.
Yes.
What's your AC? 15?
15, yeah.
Okay. So it brings its claws around and scores against you for 4 slashing damage. I need another con save. Much like Aelion, you feel this tinge of paralyzing effect going through your body. And unfortunately, you're unable to push against it this time, and you are now paralyzed as well. And much like Aelion, you're unable to do anything in your turn but fight against this paralyzing effect. And much like Aelion, you are unable to break it. Well, this is looking interesting. All right, well, this one is going to turn its sights towards Markinor and bring its claws around. And
Okay.
for a 6 is going to miss. This one to your southeast is also going to swing its claws at you. For a 4, it's
Nope.
going to also miss. Jesus. This one above Aelion, however, is going to swing towards him. This time, it reaches out now that you're not moving and tries to bite you. And it rolls a 9. It's going to miss. I don't know how it missed a standing target when it had advantage, but it did. This one to your northeast, Markinor, is going to swing its claws at you.
Okay.
23 this time.
Hey, it hits.
Hey, so you it rends into the a little gap in your armor. You take 7 slashing damage, and I need a con save.
What for?
Con save.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. It's like,
You've seen them scoring, and whenever they get a good hit, you see your friends just not moving to your south.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to fight off this effect and not be paralyzed. Aelion, once again, unable to move, but at the end of your turn, con save.
Question mark?
There you go.
There
So
we
as
go.
you're fighting off, just putting all of your effort into fighting off this effect, you're able to free yourself from this inner bonds that were around you, and you're able to move now. The one to your north that you were beaten up on is going to now turn towards you, Markinor. And 11. Not going to hit.
Not today.
Kaylin. Turn it into a cluster right now. I love it.
Crap. Got all these lovely AoE spells, but I can't use them.
But a small room, your ultimate enemy.
No, it's my teammates. Care about the small room. All right, again, going action. I'm going to go for the one out here because it seems to be coming towards me. I'm going to try and hit it with Chill Touch.
Okay.
13.
Hits.
6 Necrotic. And I believe if it's, well, I guess since it might have things that don't take the undead, if it's undead, I think it still has disadvantage, except for the fact that it doesn't.
Yeah, it has disadvantage.
Yeah, so it has disadvantage against on attacks rolls against me till my end of my next turn.
All right.
And it can't take and it can't regain hit points because that's
You haven't really noticed any of these creatures as they've been moving around, any of their wounds closing up or anything, so not something you're too worried about, but
yeah.
it definitely looks shaken by the attack as it moves forward towards you. Anything else?
No, I'm good. I'll stay where I'm at.
All right, so this icy hand kind of comes out and squeezes on this undead target, and you see it kind of reel back from the touch and everything, but then start slowly moving towards you once again. Markinor.
More of the same. Going to attack the one to my north with the warhammer. 13 again.
It's
For 8 damage. Is it still standing?
It is still standing, but barely.
Okay. Going to go ahead and counterattack with the longsword. Fails again.
Wow.
Twice in a row.
That's unfortunate.
Same rolls and everything.
All right, so you're able to bring your hammer around, crashing into this creature, doing kind of caving in most of its chest, and it kind of you hear it wheezing and such, but it's still barely clinging on. And your sword misses. This creature that was heading towards Kaylin, 10, 15, 20, 25 is going to get it right next to her and swing its claws at you. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
This one that you hit with the touch is also going to move up towards you, and at disadvantage is going to swing its claws, and it's going to roll a 5.
Nope.
Well, a 20 first, and then a 5, so that just saved you. All right. This one next to Berwin's going to keep swinging at him, but with him paralyzed, it's going to try to bite you instead. It's going to roll a 7. Jesus.
A 7.
7 and a freaking 6. Or no, 6. It would actually be a 6. So yeah. Berwin, unable to move, but you can do another con save. And much like Aelion on his turn, you're able to break this paralysis and begin moving again. But not before the one turns its attention, seeing you move, turns back towards you and brings its claws around. Oh, nat 20.
Yeah.
It brings it around for max damage, which was a 10 plus 6. So it brings it around for 16 slashing damage on you. How's your crag cat form looking?
3.
Oh god! All right, and also another con save.
Are you for real? This stuff? Oh god, this is stupid. This is so dumb. There's a reason this stuff is typically break it and it's done.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's not a break it and done thing. So every time it strikes, it's just like more of this like poison stuff goes into your bloodstream, and you have to fight it off constantly. And unfortunately,
Called
you are
antibodies.
paralyzed again. They don't develop instantly, unfortunately. All right, so that was the one to your north. This one to your northeast is also going to swing at you with its bite this time. I need to stop using bite. Jesus, 7.
No.
The one above Aelion is going to swing its claws once again at Aelion.
I just laugh at it.
15. You can't move.
I can still breathe.
15 misses, I think, right?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
misses.
This one down next to Markinor is going to swing at him with its claws. 19. Getting close. But those
Getting
are-
closer.
Aelion.
I'm gonna just drop my bow and just like with just pure rage, just pull out my swords and just go to town on this one to my north.
Last second to hit. All right. right, finally, Aelion, freed from his bonds, is able to ring around Shatter Spike twice, cleaving a gigantic X through the chest of this one, and it shuffles for a second, beginning to move back towards him, and then falls to the ground, unmoving. Anything else?
Take a step forward and
All
just round on the next one.
All right, the one that's barely standing is going to swing its claws at Markinor once again, and it's going to miss, just bouncing off that armor and shield.
Yeah.
Kaylin.
All right.
And D&D Beyond's having
I'm
some
gonna
issues.
cast Toll the Dead on the one that I hit with the chill touch last time.
All right.
So DC 17 Wisdom Stave.
Ooh, nat 20.
God damn it.
That would have been really good. Damn, that's a lot of damage from that cantrip.
It's 2d12 if you've taken damage already.
Yeah. It rolled a nat 20, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Here it comes, guys. Are you ready?
All right, so as you cast the spell, the bell ringing off kind of in the distance seems to just not affect this creature. Markinor.
All right. It's the moment everybody's been waiting for.
What, for your sword to
Spirit
fail?
Guardians.
Spirit Guardian
Oh.
comes up now.
15 feet, so pretty much everything. Yep, everything.
Yup, everything. All right. What is it? Wisdom saves?
Wisdom save, 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. All right. So we'll start from the top left and go down by rolls. So
Okay.
this one up here next to Kaylin does not save, so it takes 14. It is still barely standing. The one down below it does save, so it takes 7. The one directly to your north saves, but it's just not enough for it to survive the attack.
Yeah.
That's 3. One to its right also saves.
7.
I had 3 nat 20s in those rolls. The one directly to your south is going to meet, so it's going to save. But once again, not enough for it to survive. This one to its right will not save. And it will not survive. And the one down to the bottom right will save. And only takes 7. All right, so as Markinor summons these beings all around him, they begin to buffet everything in the room except his comrades, and several of these creatures just fall to the ground.
And with that, the longsword will turn its attention to the north and attack the one directly above it.
Oh!
Hey, it's the
Hey,
other
it
end.
did
Other
something.
End of the spectrum.
All right, for 9. No, that should be...
No max damage.
Yeah, so that should be 14. I'll fix
Yeah. Okay. So as the longsword comes around, it leaves a giant gash right across the throat down to the right arm of this creature, just digging into it. The arm looks barely attached, but this creature is still somehow barely standing.
Okay, and that's my turn.
All right, once
but-
again... Oh yeah, this
This is a thing now.
This is such a silly ability. I closed my window. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
All
How
right.
much damages?
Yeah, it's like I closed an accident. I was like, oh, shit, I need that. It rolled an 8, so it failed.
So 14 damage.
Thing's buffeted and barely standing, much like the one to your northeast. But that being said, it's still going to bring a claw around towards Kaylin and roll 2 10s.
Well, it would have been 110, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just funny that it rolled with advantage instead of, or didn't. They always roll with advantage. This one's going to die regardless. Not even going to roll. This one's still alive. It's going to swing at Berwyn. Does a 15 it hits? Oh yeah, it needs to make a wisdom save. It beats, so it only takes 4
damage.
15, so it brings around for 6 slashing damage, and Berwyn poofs out of cat form.
I take 3.
Well, 3 and then 3 into your actual form.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah. Forgot, no token. All right, so it brings it
much
around.
Damage from those things.
I used claws instead of bite that time, so it wasn't as big a damage. And it hits you, and you're already paralyzed, so you don't need to make a saving throw. And y'all all see Berwyn come back and shape into existence, and he is still unable to move. Con save for the end of your turn.
Like in. Fuck off.
You decide not to roll with your character sheet.
Oh, right.
So,
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah,
It's
you're
the same
She can
bonus.
con save.
So
So, yeah, either way, you're gonna save. I mean, 17's plenty. So, yeah, you finally break off the bonds as you stand back up in your half elf form.
wood elf.
Wood elf form. Yeah, there's so many damn elves. All right, you stand back up and you're able to move again. This one's dead. This one's also dead. This one's dead. This one's alive, barely. It's going to swing at Mark. Nope, just kidding. It's dead.
Just kidding. It's also
kidding.
dead.
It's 1 HP is not enough to even bother with. Alien. There's one still standing.
Oh, there's 2 standing.
Oh, I can't see the name of it.
1 HP.
Step over these dead things and attack this dude to. He's harassing Berwyn.
Bring it, mother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
good God. I think it's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
roll
for
damage. Yep.
grins. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's it. Anything else?
Can I
No.
murder? Can I kill it some more?
Kick it a
Hack a
little bit.
dead body. Alignment changes might happen. Kaylin, you have the one last one standing in front of you. It looks like it's on death's door again.
Let's see if I can make a wisdom save.
Oh, and
It
well,
rolled a 16.
Die, bitch.
please die
This
again.
bell tolls off in the distance, and Kaylin and everybody, as you turn rounding on the last target, you see it kind of shudder for a second, and then its head just explodes from the psychic energy radiating through it, and it is fully dead now.
Yes.
With a forced calm, Alien goes back and picks up his bow. Little fuckers.
I love fuck you encounter. All right,
That was not fun.
well. That's a matter of perspective.
No, not
That
really.
was kind of fun for me.
Fun. I finally got to bring somebody with me with Thunderstep.
Yeah.
That was super dope. Just completely
cool.
bypassing that whole hallway.
Because my other option was going to be take all of my armor off, and had y'all got in combat, that would have been bad for everybody.
Please
Also,
take
probably-
it all off.
All right, so as the battle winds to a close, all of these undead, I would say you all know these as ghouls, seeing they're fairly common in this realm. You see all around them, around every single one of their necks, you see this skull and crossbone pendant that seems to fight off divine energy that tries to turn them, based on what happened when Markinor tried to.
Okay, can we collect those, or do you want to destroy them, Markimer?
Can I Can I perform an Arcana check to see if I can tell what kind of magic is keeping these protected?
I would say even with Kaylin's help, you would be able to tell that there's some kind of magic on them that seems to fight against divine forces, divine spells.
Okay.
Nothing too specific, because fuck if I know what exact magic was used.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of with that, I'd look at him and kind of flip it over a little bit and just kind of getting a closer look at it, and I would turn to Kaylin and say, yeah, we should destroy these.
There goes my plan for an undead army. Wait, did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Yes.
Crap. Yeah, we should destroy him.
And start pulling him off and set him on the ground and use the head of the warhammer and just kind of smash him underneath of it.
And as you do so, they all make they're not hard to destroy at all. They seem fairly brittle, probably due to how old they are. They make a loud kind of pop, and you see some kind of black ichor seeping out of them, and that dissipates immediately after it hits the air. But you're able to destroy all 8 of them.
And there was a doorway over here that led to another room.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where all of these came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Before we move on, I'm going to need to use an action to expend the charge from Rod of the Pack Keeper to regain a spell slot.
Okay.
I'd rather not have to do that while I'm in combat.
Just want to look inside the room and see if I notice anything, or if it was just kind of like a holding room, basically.
That's the sense you get as you look around. You see some kind of like ichor that seems to have probably leached off these creatures as they were sitting in this room for a very long time. You see some like tattered clothing that obviously came from them as well, just kind of falling apart over time, but you don't see anything of worth or any other passages or anything like that in there.
Okay.
And as you all get ready to continue on, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break so I can go get foods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Be right back.
Please.
All right. So you heard him. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Continuing on through this wonderful dungeon that now has protected zombies. Not okay with. See you guys in just a minute. Alright, we are preparing to get ready to go live again. Once we do, I'm going to drop us over to the character pages for just a few minutes while I finish eating a little bit here before we get a little too far in and the evening ends and I haven't ate. So, just so you know, that'll be happening. Also, don't forget, this week, Monday, our Tyranny game is going as planned. Our Wednesday game this week is amongst the Giants, the Storm King's Thunder campaign. So that's something new and exciting, and we are all looking forward to that. And then we got the jam-packed upcoming Civil War week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday again. So we're going to start getting into a nice, good rhythm here with our Wednesday games, which is going to help us tremendously. Hope to see you guys there. But yeah, I think we're pretty much all good to go here. Yeah, I think we're ready.
Oh shit, I need to start mine at some point too. Oops. Actually, while we wait on Berwin, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Be right back.
Such is Sunday.
I got to meet Rez, the new guy that we have for the Alliance game, and he's also playing the Storm King's Thunder game. Got to meet him at PAX. That was kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to like a PAX or a con or anything.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to be able to meet him. I was going to ask the guys over in the Monday game, but I think there was only one of them that was going to be there. And I think he was going today and not the rest of the week, so I didn't have tickets for today because I knew I would be tired and I had other stuff I had to get done, so.
Yeah, it's hard to the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you got other responsibilities. You gotta find a way to make up for all of that lost time that you're gonna have.
Yeah.
But I did get 4 new board games and 3 new card games while I was there, so.
Nice.
I got one of those, they called them a booster box, and it was $40. And it came with 2 board games and 2 card games. And each one of the board games were at least $25.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was kind of worth it. Get some just random games that I've never heard of or played before, which is kind of cool.
What was it that you went to this past week? Was it PAX?
Yeah, PAX East.
How was that? Did you have fun?
Yeah, lots of fun. I was just telling them I met Rez at PAX yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool getting to meet him. Hung out with one of my buddies, and except for Thursday. Thursday was nice because I was kind of by myself and I could just do whatever I wanted to and kind of explore where everything was, and there wasn't as many people there.
Right.
Have you heard of Tech?
No.
Okay, I'm back.
It's I don't know if you've heard of The Name of the Wind. Book by Patrick Rothfuss.
Okay.
But in it, there's a game described called Tag. But obviously, it's a book, so it's not an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
But after they ended up making a board game out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got I actually got a Firefly board game, which I thought was pretty interesting.
The Han Solo story trailer just dropped.
Yeah. Oh, they dropped one. Yeah. What was the one? Was that the action one for the Super Bowl? And then
Yeah.
this one
It was
was
like a
the story
teaser.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
it
just
really
watching
cool.
that. It looked good.
Yeah, it just dropped on Twitter for me, and I'm like, oh. All right, I gotta watch that later. I want to stop. All right, otherwise I'm gonna watch it like 4 times. I'm excited for that.
What's
All
that? I'm
right.
sorry. I'm watching a video. Give me a minute.
Yeah, so say D&D is on pause now. I have to watch the Han Solo trailer. Sorry. All right. So, you've gone through the battle. These 8 undead corpses now lay at your feet. You've explored the room that they came out of, seeing that it seemed to just be a holding area for people coming out of the hallway to your south to be ambushed from. And now you see a stairway leading up to the north. You see that along the stairwell, even though there's no water present now, you see that it, kind of like the dark stains of years and years of water sitting in one place. Go up about halfway up these stairs, and then it's seems like no water's been up on the top of these stairs. No, it's like you see the dark mark of where water was kind of sitting at the same level on the stairs, whereas above that mark, it looks like it's been dry for a long time. If the water had still been present, you would be leaving out of it at this point, but it's not there, so. All right, as you round the corner, you see another door right around there leading somewhere else.
Is it locked or anything?
Give me an investigation check. As you push on this door, seems like it's made out of solid stone. However, you see a small handle sitting down on it, and as you turn it, the handle goes all the way around. It does not appear to be locked.
Just kind of look around, wait for a scent, push it open.
All right. So as you all, kind of have to squeeze in together to see this next room. So as you move into this next room, you can go ahead and move in there. Nothing's going to jump out at you. The path to the west is broken by what appears to be a sizable gap, and you can see the glint of metal at the bottom of the opening. The floor beyond this area has a silvery sheen to it. In the distance, you see another hole, beyond which is a patch of floor that adjoins the western wall.
So this little area directly in front of me is the little
It's the gap.
Gap, yeah.
You see glint of what appears to be metal down at the bottom of it. Only about 5 foot wide, so it wouldn't be hard for any of y'all to jump over. The floor on the other side has like a silvery sheen to it. It's kind of shiny. Can't really discern much more from there, though.
And how deep does this pit look?
As you look down into it, it looks like it's about 5 foot wide and 10 foot deep. 10 feet deep, rather.
If I kind of move my hand over, because you said there's like metal bits or something floating at the bottom of it.
As you're looking over the edge, it's 10 feet, but y'all have dark vision, so you can see it. As you look closer, it looks like there's some kind of makeup of blades down at the bottom of this pit. As you look a little bit closer, it looks like they're almost rusted over.
Kind of relay this and say I'm going to try to make the jump, unless you have any other suggestions.
I cast guidance. Have fun.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump over the pit.
All right. As you jump over the pit, I'm going to take control of your character, so don't move it, please.
Yep.
You land on the other side. Very easy for somebody of your stature to jump over. However, as you land on the other side, you notice this, kind of silvery sheen on the floor. Actually indicates that the floor is completely frictionless. You immediately lose your balance and fall, and then begin sliding further and further across the floor.
Okay. And as that's happening, I want to take the warhammer, flip it around, and use the spiked end and kind of plunge it into the side wall of the hallway here.
As you bring the spiked end of your hammer around, it glances completely off of the wall, doing nothing. And you continue sliding. You clearly see another pit in front of you.
Okay. Then I am going to... I don't know what I can do.
As you hit it, you actually slid a little bit away from the other wall, kind of heading towards the bottom wall now from the force of your hit.
Does this smell like grease or anything like that, or oil?
No, the floor is completely, it's almost like you're on ice, just complete, serene, frictionless ice.
Hey, what's
you
up,
can tell
Generic?
that the floor underneath you, the walls on either side, and the ceiling are all covered in this kind of frictionless material.
Damn,
right.
Teflon.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to prepare for the next one and kind of rotate myself so I can kind of grab for the ledge as I kind of fly off, because at this point, you said it's frictionless, so if I try to stand up, my feet are just going to slide out from under me, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
and you
yeah.
continue to slide. You kind of run into the wall down below you, bouncing off of it, and begin to tumble off into this pit here. Give me a dex saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, I want to kind of like reach out and try to reach for that other ledge if I can.
Forget guidance.
Hey.
Guidance doesn't work on save.
It doesn't. Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't
really?
work on save.
So as you fly out, you feel yourself falling, and with just the edge of your fingers, you're able to grab onto the ledge of the opposite. Or are you grabbing onto the ledge before, or the opposite side?
On the opposite side.
Okay, you're able to grab hold of the ledge, and you're kind of just dangling now.
Okay.
Above these more rusty-looking blades below you.
Okay. And I'd like to just pull myself up and climb up.
All right, you're able to make it across.
Now that I'm there, I'm assuming everybody else kind of saw that, and gonna say, if you do, I'll reach out and try to help you. But you should be able to slide down in this direction towards me.
That didn't look fun.
That looked like a lot of fun.
It was a lot
Go
of
for
fun.
it, then.
Feel in on this one. Kind of shrug my shoulders at Berwin and jump across.
I don't want to contract tetanus. Sorry.
And as he is...
So Aelion jumped out?
Yeah, I
Yep.
just
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I glanced away for 1 second. It's just happening. All right. Yeah, so you make the span once again, and you just begin sliding. You are unable to keep your feet, even trying to, and you slide about 15 feet forward.
The current plan is he's going to slide down and kind of similar to what I did, dex save, but I'm going to reach out and try to help him to make sure that he gets up here.
Okay. All right, so you doing anything else, Aelion? You just sliding
No,
forward?
I'm just gonna keep sliding.
Keep
Make
on
sure I stay
sliding.
on track.
All right, as you reach the edge, you're going to kind of push yourself forward, so I need a dex save. And Markinor, as you're trying to reach out and grab him, give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
All right. So Aelion slides forward and he reaches forward, but he doesn't get near the momentum enough to make it to the other side, much like you did. But expertly, you're able to reach down and just catch his wrist and his forearm, Markinor, and pull him up to safety.
Nice. And as that happens, gonna take my left hand and kind of, place it against my chest. And once again, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself. And I kind of motion back to Kaelin and Berwin. Have them come this way.
Like, that wasn't so bad.
After you.
Oh, I'm going for it. Okay. So I'm gonna get a little bit of a running start. Hop over and basically like face first baseball slide across.
All right. All right. So you're able to easily clear the gap with your running start, and you begin sliding once again. You doing anything along the way?
Just arms out, ready. I'm just gonna try and when I get to the edge, try and push myself up to get myself.
All right. Caitlin's like, you better catch me. You better catch me. Shit,
Oh no, I don't even keep.
that was interesting. Keep sliding as you reach the edge and begin to push yourself towards Markinor. Give me another dex save. Markinor's acrobatics once again.
Oh no.
Jesus.
So unfortunately, as Kaylin comes craning off, she's unable to push herself off with enough force to really get across the chasm. And Markinor, you try to reach out.
No, 15. Use double zone luck.
What's that do?
It lets me roll an additional d10
All right.
to
15.
try and help my score.
All right. So as you slide across, you initially start to fall, and you see Markinor not even close to reaching out to grab you. But at the last moment, you're able to get just the edges of your fingertips onto the ledge opposite and hold yourself up away from the pit below.
And quickly reach down and grab her and try to pull her back up onto the platform.
Yeah,
I wanna help. Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to easily grab her and pull her up.
Yeah, I'm tiny and light.
Kind of.
Markinor could do this one-handed, and both of y'all do it, and she's like, whoop, flying up into the air.
We just kind of overestimated. And
I'll throw her over behind you, and she lands right next to the wall.
I'm fat or something? Damn.
no, just Markinor worried me for a second there.
You made it across, didn't you?
But she almost didn't.
Kind of look back at Berwin, ignoring the comment about almost letting Kaelin die, and just kind of wave at him.
No.
Yeah, well, split the party again. You can stay over there.
Once again, place my hand on my chest and cast guidance on myself.
Hey, Leon, you best help him. I yell as I make everything jump.
Right, so Berwin careens and jumps over the ledge, much like everybody else trying to come down on his feet, but immediately falls down onto his ass. And as he kind of spins in circles, he tries to line himself up as he moves forward.
As he starts coming this way, I turn and start walking away.
Screw you.
Kind of reach out, waiting for him,
right,
getting
so
ready
he
to grab.
Flies off the edge. Berwin, give me a dex save, and have both of y'all do it if you're both reaching out for him. Aelion and Markinor, give me athletic or acrobatics checks.
13-ish? 15? Okay.
All right. So as Berwin slides off the edge, you see that he is just not proficient with getting any kind of mustering any strength. He flies off and almost just flubs off the edge. Markinor, you reach out to grab him and you catch just the edge of his sleeve, but miss grabbing hold of him completely. But Aelion very quickly is able to reach down and grab just his hand, just barely getting hold of Berwin's hand, and he's just kind of dangling now, not even having an edge or a grip on the edge of the chasm.
I'm touching Aelion, so I cast guidance through that.
And then just
I'm
pull
gonna
him
help
up real
him.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to pull him back up.
That was fun.
Never do that again.
See, there was nothing to worry about.
We might have to on the way out.
Oh, there is no resetting on this one. You were going back through these things again.
Well, let's carry on.
You see a wall to your west and then a doorway leading to your north. Markinor and Kaylin, give me perception checks.
Perception. Like perception.
Kaylin, as you're
No.
pulled over Markinor and Aelion as they pulled you up, you fell down behind them right next to the wall. And as you begin to lift yourself up, you reach out to the wall to kind of brace yourself and stand back up. However, there's nothing there, and you fall through the wall.
Sweet.
Cool.
You discover that this is actually the illusion of a wall.
So they can't see me? Sweet.
As you tumble through it, everybody recognizes it as the illusion it is. You see the actual wall further to the west. It looks like this was.
They can't see me, right?
They can kind of see the outline of you through the shimmering of the magic.
Crap. I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing nothing.
All right, so you see the actual wall beyond the illusion to the west, and then you see the doorway to your north.
Kind of peek my head in, like letting my neck stick just through the illusion, and kind of say, "You all right in there?"
Stand up and just have the cloak of bellowing go off. Do like a Superman pose. I'm good.
Okay, and is there anything in this part of the chamber on the other side?
No, just the actual wall. It seems like this illusion was created to further infuriate anybody in this room that was trying to do something else to get across.
Further infuriate them. I'd like to check the door.
All right, give me an investigation check
I help.
with advantage and guidance.
No guidance. It's for one spell only. Or one
okay.
cast only.
Never mind then.
13.
So you check the door, much like the others that you've come across. This one doesn't have any kind of metal or anything on it. It's just a solid stone door. Once again, has a handle on it. You're able to turn it and discover that it is unlocked.
And no traps?
Nope, none that you see.
That's reassuring. So yeah, not believing there to be traps, I'm going to go ahead and turn the knob and open the door.
And as you open the door,
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Ah, dang it.
opens up. You see another corridor on the other side of it.
Going in.
Yeah. Oh, what is this?
It's a hallway.
As you look down, you see hallway leading north and south. Both ends of this hallway, you see
A door.
2 doors.
Which way do you think, Kaylin?
North closer.
Kind of
I'm
nod.
there first.
Yeah, we'll head to the north.
This time, I would like to investigate the door.
And I'm going to help him. Or her.
And I'm gonna cast guidance on Kaylin.
You have to be standing next to her.
Oh my goodness.
It's a touch spell, Berwin. God.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Good touch spell.
So
Plus
you're
a D4.
I think the 21's okay.
Okay, you still have it for like 55 seconds.
Or until you break concentration.
So as you're checking this door, you don't notice any traps. You see another handle on it. It's unlocked. From the other side of the door, though, it sounds like you hear the sound of dripping and running water.
Cool.
Boy, water.
Dripping and running water?
Guessing there might be a cave back there.
There are caves in them there, forests. Most caverns vast.
Don't hear anything. I'm
Change
just dripping
around.
and running water. Nothing like skittering or making other noises.
Nope.
Yeah, I open the door then.
All right. As you move into this room, I'll give you a description of what you're seeing after I take a drink.
Dude.
My delicious
Let's go rafting.
pineapple cider.
This music is like perfect for an elven party. Folks.
So, as
Yes,
you move
there's
into this
different
room,
music right now.
you see the source of the sound. Water not only flows through this room, it floats. Entering a hole in the western wall, 2 feet off the floor, is a stream seemingly suspended in midair. It flows out of another hole near the northeast corner. The water appears to be about 3 feet deep. You can see a few blind cavefish being carried along in the brisk current. On either side of the door are a total of 6 kayaks, each able to carry 2 riders, but there are no paddles to be found.
You said it goes east to west.
Yes. Yep, coming from the northeast, going down west.
And you said it's floating above the ground here?
Mm-hmm. This water is suspended in the air.
Cool. You guys, I'm going to turn to the others and say, you guys see this, right?
Yeah.
What are you
Not
talking
using-
about? Dang it, guys! We could have played with his paranoia.
Yeah, don't need any more of that. The last time I did that, he just almost set something on fire.
You're right. You're right.
Kind of just bothered. Berwin's still trying to get to me. I'm going to grab one of the kayaks and slowly drag it over. Is there any way that we could maybe... you said there are 6 of these?
Yes, there are 6 kayaks. Each of them have 2 seats.
We could go 2 by 2, but we can dismantle. We can dismantle one of the kayaks and use the boards off of it to help us to guide ourselves.
We could do that too.
I like that.
Since we don't have paddles, we'll at least have
What are
something.
these kayaks made of?
Wood.
Wood? Okay.
So yeah, I think that's what. At least that's what I think I was gonna do. If you guys had another idea, let me know.
I mean, there is another door to our south.
Yeah.
That's
And the passages that the stream enters through and exits through, are they fairly tall? Is there space? Doesn't look like there's. Well, let me pull into. Do I see if there is space above, like above the river?
Yeah, it looks like it's not a lot of space, only about 4 to 6 feet or so above each hole. But it does seem like plenty of space that if you were, for instance, sitting in a kayak, you would have plenty of headroom.
Got to make sure.
Water's about double.
Do we want to check out the other door first, or do we try our luck with kayaks?
That's a good question. I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I will go either path.
Why don't we check south first?
That'd be a good idea.
So yeah, we'll do that then.
Since this doesn't seem like anything that's gonna just come out of nowhere and attack us.
Yeah, as we leave the room, the kayaks become sentient and start chasing us. We heard you were gonna turn us into paddles.
That would actually be rather scary.
Berwin having nightmares.
About a rug.
Hey.
As the DM sits here and remembers the rug fondly.
The rug was pure evil.
Frog was
I
hilarious.
need to throw some more of those at you.
Hey, who got messed up by the table?
Everybody.
It wasn't me.
All right, you see another doorway to your south down here.
I want to look
I would
at it.
say check it and everything. Same thing. Doors open, unlocked, no traps.
Let's push it open. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read the description of this room and then I'll give you a picture. So don't worry too much about questions until you see the picture. It'll make a lot more sense.
Okay. Oh.
Because right now it doesn't make any sense to you. All right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It does from the riddle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
So
riddle
as you,
kind of.
Somewhat.
as you're as you move into this room, you can move out to kind of the seemingly outer ring and looking down at everything else. You were looking out and down into an enormous chamber defined by terraced steps that ring the entire area and descend toward a central enclosure. A few feet south of the door, water laps at the edge of the stone floor. Looking to the side, you can see that the ring of the terrace that lies beyond is a 10-foot deep ring of water, held in by a nearly transparent wall. Another of these watery steps in the terrace is somewhat lower than the first. At the level between these aquariums, the terrace steps are dry, but the area is still enclosed by a glassy wall like the others.
Hmm.
And this is what you're seeing down below you.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a really good picture.
That
I love
is
this picture.
really cool.
So you see all manner of creatures floating through the water.
So the
Oh, I
top
love
is
that.
open.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the
There is
tops
no
are
like
open.
lid, if you will.
No.
Gotcha.
And as you all begin and
That is so cool.
move, much like you see
Isn't
in the
that
picture,
cool? That's
you
fucking
see what
awesome.
appears to be a giant crayfish begins following along, not really jumping out towards you. It just seems to be watching you.
He's
That thing is so cool.
Hmm. Well,
Can I get one of these installed in my house? Except with lid.
Be a badass centerpiece for a room. I'm just saying. Why are we not funding this?
For
Building
real.
this in our keep.
You
Yeah.
could.
I just want one of these rooms buried in the ground.
All right. So what do y'all want to do?
Mm.
And as you all begin to kind of walk around the edge, you see several of these crayfish begin to move around and follow along with you. Not jumping out, but seemingly just to watch you.
Do these pens look like well kept, or are they like what you would imagine from an abandoned dungeon?
Not sure what you're looking for with well kept. I mean, they don't look broken or anything. The creatures are all still alive in it.
Yeah.
They're not covered in like slime and crap.
Yeah. The water's still pristinely blue, what you would expect in the natural habitat of these sea creatures. The desert looks rustic and almost appears to be warm, where you see very large scorpions milling around inside of it. You see 3 very large winged creatures down in the very bottom level. One of them kind of standing next to what appears to be a door.
Hey, Berwin, do you want to try to talk to him?
Goes so well every single time.
Right?
I used the ring cast.
Okay.
Hello? Y'all hear me?
What are you talking to?
The crawfish. I guess I see them, right?
Oh yeah, you can see it floating in the water very clearly.
Yes, and I would like to try and communicate with them.
All right. So as you kind of look down and begin speaking to this crayfish, you get a very not dumb, but not very intelligent feeling from this creature, and it just seems to be repeating one thought towards you: food. Want food. Food.
They're hungry, guys. And it wants food.
I'll make sure they know that we are not food.
It doesn't seem...
Just if possible.
not working. Real
Food.
well.
Want food. Food.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
Guys, it's just repeating it wants food. So,
So give it some food.
I don't have anything. Probably. Check. I doubt it wants, fried rations.
Did you try?
I take out a ration. And I say to it, I will give you some food. I will set it on the ground and then take it.
And as you do so, it communicates back the same thing: food, want food. And as you set the ration down on the ground, several of these kind of tendrils on the front of this creature reach up and grab the ration, and it disappears in its mouth very quickly. And once again, you hear it communicating back towards you: food, want food.
I think it liked it. I don't think I have enough rations to, eat it enough. And we're just talking one. How many do we see?
Moving ever presently through this, you've seen at least 6 that you're able to see. Some of them were on the other side of the chamber through the clear kind of glass, seeing to the other side, and they've all began moving over towards you all.
All right. Well, perhaps there's no other way.
What? So, can I see what this thing is? See what these other creatures are?
Yeah, you can see in the next level down, it's about about 10 feet down below the somewhat like aquarium that you're seeing on the top level. You see a kind of desert-like setting set in with more glass surrounding it before another aquarium's below it. In the desert-like one, you see 6 what appear to be giant scorpions milling around. They've kind of taken notice of you as you've been moving around, but haven't really moved towards you. Down below them is another aquarium, and you see what appear to be almost tiger or lion-like creatures, but they're obviously aquatic with a very large tail for swimming. They're also milling around inside there. Down at the very bottom level, creatures you're not super familiar with, but they have the head of a lion. Better description here. Head of a lion has a very spiked and thorny looking tail and 2 large wings. However, you see at the edges of these wings are clipped off and shaven, seemingly in an effort to make it where they can't fly.
That's me talking, not Berwin. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
And there's a big enough separation, obviously, at least looking at the picture, that something can't climb up the glass from the part of the area they're in and move to the next area.
Well, it
I mean, it'd
appears-
be 20 feet or so of glass
Yeah.
for them to have to climb up. So it seems like they're all well separated, but albeit only with a kind of thin layer of glass.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to do this?
I can really only make one of them a friend. So this is, I don't really know how we want to do this.
See, I mean, you see these different levels, all of them separated by this glass. I mean, you could destroy the glass if you wanted to try seeing if they would move down and fight each other. You could try jumping over these things. It'd be about 10
Yeah.
feet gap, though, so it'd be a little bit challenging. Plus, you're going to drop another 10 feet into another paddock with other creatures. So think about
that's the real sketchy part.
We long rested, didn't we?
yeah,
short.
before the start.
At the beginning, yeah. Okay, because I didn't have all of the stuff set right.
I thought it was a short rest.
If I remember correctly, you all agreed on a
We
long
agreed
rest.
long rest at the end. So I need to make
Left.
adjustments here.
Set up.
I'm just readjusting everything based on the long rest because it had everything
I would
on
be
our
at
short rest. Okay.
I don't have anything to shatter glass with. Looks at Kaylin.
All right. So is,
How thick does the glass look?
Not very thick.
I could probably shoot an arrow at it. Be surprised if that helped. Or worked, I should say.
is it something that like force damage or something like that would probably can maybe break?
You would assume so.
Yeah.
It's glass. How would you break glass in real life?
No,
Bludgeon.
bludgeoning or something like that. But I was talking like force damage, like
Under force.
like a magical
I mean-
force.
I mean, force damage is just magical one
Yeah, pretty
damage.
much. Yeah.
It's a magical
It's just-
punch to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magic missile.
Okay.
I
Uh,
mean, I could probably use a charge of my lightning wand.
Caitlin just fires an Eldritch Blast at not the first wall that's holding in the water, but the second one. So like here.
So the one with the
Scorpions.
tiger guys.
above the second aquarium, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, roll for an attack.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be with an advantage, but whatever.
No, either way, it makes solid contact. Roll for damage.
10 damage.
All right, so as you fire off this Eldritch Blast, one bolt streams down, it hits this glass and impacts. It doesn't break it outright, but you see various cracks just streaming out from the center of the impact,
Well,
obviously having a very good effect.
Since there's a second blast.
The second blast also hits. Once again, you see the cracks unfurling out even further. You see chips of it falling into the water on the other side. It seems like this glass is barely still holding itself together.
Well, that'll do it.
mhm.
Do we want to try and break the glass?
Do it.
Yes.
So, gonna move around the side over to here. Just so I can have an angle.
This crayfish follows you as you move.
Follow me, I don't care. So,
It's hungry, by the way.
I know.
It wants to eat your flesh.
So I'm gonna aim at the wall here. And since it's a cantrip, I'm just gonna go to town.
All right. Hits. Also hits. All right, so both of these blasts fly off and hit two little separate instances, not very far away from each other at all, almost hitting the same spot. And you see the spider web and the cracks expanding out. You actually see where your first blast hit, some of the water begins to leak out, but the glass is still holding steady.
All right, try it, same spot again.
Yeah.
There.
So as that next blast comes out and hits, it completely shatters the glass. You set up in this area, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as the glass shatters, the water rapidly crashes down, and you see the creatures being sucked through and around in this next area. The creatures, the giant scorpions were down there, are pushed back by this rush of water. And you see two of them beginning to go down, and the other one's following suit, heading towards this wall as the water begins to flood the level below it.
Wait, were you... I thought you were hitting the wall between the scorpions and the lion
I switched
guys.
it up.
Oh, okay.
There's your food.
I wanted to see what happened if I let the crayfish and the scorpions
Feast on flesh.
And as you all see your designed go to town here, you see the crayfish turning around and beginning to attack these scorpions, and the scorpions beginning to fin themselves.
Yes.
All right. I'll take shit the DM didn't expect for 20, Trebek. We have some fighting going on here.
Hungry crayfish. Hungry
Which
for
one's
scorpion
gonna win?
flesh.
Since they've cleared out, I'm going to kind of walk over here. Is the water level with the ground that we're standing on?
It
Well,
was.
Oh, it was, but it's emptied out now, right?
Yeah, the water quickly emptied out into the level below.
Okay.
And you see just chaos happening as these scorpions are floating in the water trying to fight for their lives, but not having a lot of luck.
Since that happened, I'm just going to kind of sit down on the edge of this and my feet kind of dangling over. I'm just going to kind of watch everything happen.
Jeez, that one's already dead. Gosh.
Oh god.
I'm doing one combat per and seeing who wins.
Are crayfish really that strong?
I
Whoa.
mean, there's 6 of them kind of fighting over in a frenzy right now over these 6 scorpions. The scorpions are attacking at disadvantage because they're in the middle of water and they're not grenade.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So they're not having a good time right now.
Yeah, the disadvantage definitely screws them.
Well, this one got nat 20, so it's dead. Is this one coming forward?
This is hilarious, by the way.
I'm just gonna simplify this. All right, let's see.
Aelion just kind of sits down next to Marknor.
I can't even see the other tokens.
Same.
This is some carnage.
Ration. Kind of reach to my pouch and pull out a ration and hand it over to Aelion.
Just takes a little bite, or takes a piece and just starts chewing on it. Everybody's hungry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as this all envelops in front of you, as you're all watching from the top, you see the crayfish just obviously in their element as this water slowly and eventually fills the second level down below you. It almost looks like a desert aquarium now. The scorpions, which seemed a little bit tougher, a few of them were able to sting some of the crayfish, and you were able to see them taking more damage and obviously affected by the poison from their stingers. However, they were just at such a disadvantage against these aquatic creatures. They took a few of them, took 4 of the 6 with them, but ultimately all of the scorpions were killed. And only 2 crayfish are alive.
So there's 4 crayfish, and what's below the crayfish?
There's 2 crayfish left. 4 of them died.
No, but what's in this level?
Give me a nature check.
Nature check. That's a good roll.
Yeah, That's a pretty good
Too
roll.
bad it had to be for that and not combat.
Let's see. So you know these creatures as sea lions. You know that they are fearsome monsters with the head and forepaws of a lion and the lower body and tail of a fish. Adventurers who delve beneath the White Plume Mountain might discover these creatures confined in a watery cage. That's all the information you get.
Awesome.
There you go.
That's helpful. We've seen them in a watery cage under the way.
A literal sea lion.
All right.
Hey, Kaylin,
Yeah.
why don't you drop these sea lions on the things way down below? The bottom.
Plan.
Okay, don't drop the crayfish on the sea lion.
But why?
Don't do
You
it
see,
yet.
You'll let the strong creatures fight, and then have the crayfish fight the winner of that fight.
And then we can go and take care of the crayfish afterwards.
Because the crayfish are just going to lose sea lions otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to town at the bottom wall,
All right.
up to the edge where I can see it a little better. Now that there's nothing in that top thing that can jump out and attack me. All right.
That hits. Big old cracks.
Big old crap.
Big old crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you fire, I mean, you don't have to do much. Yeah, there you go. So you're doing the bottom of the second aquarium now?
Yeah.
Yeah, bottom of the secondary one. So
He wants
Like,
to.
right here.
Yeah. He wants to get
Alright.
the sea lions to drop down where the other guys with the wing things are.
All right. So as the glass breaks, much of the same happens. The creatures all begin swirling in the motion of the water down into the bottom area. It almost comes to, almost too cramped with all these creatures tussling down here, but they're obviously fighting. Let's see.
Yes. This is really interesting because I'm learning so much about these creatures watching them.
Druid being enjoying animal fighting.
Maybe they're hungry.
World's
Druid ever.
world's worst druid.
Oh, good gosh. Wait, crayfish, giant crayfish.
Crayfish aren't in there yet.
No, crayfish aren't in there.
Well, that's
It's the
wrong
sea
one.
lions and the other things.
I don't know why that didn't whisper. Whatever.
It also did whisper. Also, that
yeah.
crayfish would have critted.
Because the Manticore critted on the
It had
the two-
advantage.
critted on the other one. Let's see. Sea lion.
Wait, do I have?
Okay. Damn.
Hmm.
All right, those two fought.
Hey, Kaylin,
Yeah.
how are we getting through the door down below?
I was hoping for a giant octopus.
I just kind of look at the floor, look at the crawfish down below. No comment.
Figure it out.
Map. So as this is all continue on, you see these winged creatures seem to be much more proficient in battle, even at the disadvantage of being underwater. And they swarm on top of these sea lions as they come down in there. The sea lions, being still within their element, are able to gore up two of them, but the two of them are killed in the process, and then it's just a 1v1. And the winged creature is able to take a good amount of damage, but it is still standing and finishes off the last sea lion.
What about that fourth one down at the bottom?
It's also dead.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay,
Now
so
drop the crayfish.
we're down to just the
Just
one winged
lion
guy?
winged creature.
Yep.
And two crayfish. Problem is, if I drop the next level, it'll
We almost
completely
swim in
flood those bottom 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to swim down to that door even further.
Yeah, because right now this area is filled with water, and then
Mhm.
the base area down here is filled with water. How many, Kalen, how many of the crayfish do you see?
I see 2.
Okay, I see 1 here, so I'm guessing 1's over by you.
No.
Okay.
2 there, and then the wing guy's here.
Okay.
And I'd prefer to pot shot from up here, because I don't think they can get to us very easily.
Yeah, we could do that. Kind of stand up and dust myself off a little bit and move over here and take the crossbow from my hip and look down at Aelion and Berwin and say, are we doing this?
Which one are we, what are we going next?
Go ahead.
That guy?
Mm-hmm.
Pull out my bow and line up a shot.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make y'all roll for stuff. I mean, they
Okay.
can't attack you physically,
Yeah.
so
Pew pew!
Pew pew pew.
Yeah. I mean, I can Eldritch blast them all to death from above, and that's always fun, but...
Mhm.
yeah, if that's y'all's plan of attack, you'll be able to take out all 3 creatures fairly easily.
Okay. Yep. So that's kind of the plan, is we're gonna attack
Can I
from here
identify-
to the crayfish, and then obviously jump down, and we'll have to swim across this next section. And I'm guessing the glass isn't too high over the water
Well, at
to
that
climb
point,
up and over.
Yeah, pretty much they just fill up each level.
Yeah.
The bottom level is completely full of water now.
Oh, okay.
No, I just don't want the bottom 2 levels to be full of water, because that would be a lot harder to deal with.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I
so,
identify what that creature is down there.
you can give me a nature check.
Not bad.
You know this is a manticore.
Oh,
Thank God it couldn't fly.
for
Oh.
real.
You know this is a monster in every sense of the word. You know that this is a large monstrosity. It has a vaguely humanoid yet lion-like head, the body of a lion, and the wings of a dragon. A bristling mane stretches down the creature's back, and its long tail ends a cluster of deadly spikes that can impale prey of it at an impressive range. You know that manticores are fierce killers that hunt far and wide for prey. They work together to take down particularly large or dangerous creatures, sharing the meal once the kill is made. A manticore, when it's able to, begins its attack with a volley of tail spikes, then lands and uses its claws and bite. When outdoors and outnumbered, it uses its wings to stay aloft when it can, attacking from a distance until its spikes are completed. You know that the creatures aren't very bright, but they possess a malevolent nature and the ability to converse amongst themselves. In the course of attacking, it denigrates its foes and offers to kill them swiftly if they beg for their lives. If a manticore sees an advantage to be gained by sparing a creature's life, it does so, asking for a tribute or sacrifice equal to its loss of food.
Do they speak common?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of a bestial relationship. You know, they'll communicate with gestures and such.
Okay.
All right. And so the plan was Berwin goes into octopus form and goes down to check the door.
I think with the water only being like 10 feet deep, we could probably deal with it once we kill this stupid stuff.
I mean, the Manicore's still down there.
Well, I assumed we were going to jump down and kill that.
Yeah, we're gonna handle it the same way we are everything else. We'll get to.
I will
That level
gladly
and kill it.
join in on killing the Manicore.
Yeah,
From afar.
I wasn't even gonna do that from the bottom. I could hit it from make sure it was dead.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, with your abilities and ranges and such, with all of you having range attacks, you're able to take a little time and slay all of these creatures in just a brutal fashion. They didn't, I mean, shooting fish in a barrel, quite literally.
Mhm.
They stood no chance. They fleed around. You missed a few attacks just because of the speed of the crayfish and the ferocity of the manticore struggling to try to get up. And you saw it attempting to fly up, but its wings obviously being clipped made that impossible. As you make your way down, you're able to swim through the layer that had the giant scorpions and crayfish and move down into the next ring down below you where you saw the door. You still see it, though it's clearly underwater now, and the water is still sitting up almost to the edge. Everybody give me perception checks. So, Berwin and Kaylin, as you're moving down after slaying these creatures, it took you a little time, a few minutes to finish off these creatures. But as you're looking down, it seems like the water, when it originally flooded this area and while the sea lions and manticores were fighting and dying, the water was pretty much overlapping this bottom area up into the level that you're currently on. Now the water is completely dissipated from the layer that you're on and seems to have gone down a little bit, though not much.
Like it's very slowly draining.
That would be a logical assumption you would build from that, yeah.
Okay. If we want to use the water to help get out of here later, we got to move fast.
Or you could use ropes and stuff like normal people.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you could also erase half of the inverted ziggurat and just float to the surface. And then climb 2 steps.
How? At what rate would? Oh well, I don't. Berwin hasn't told us that it's.
It's draining, guys.
At
Based
what
off
rate
after-
is it draining?
Based off what
I
you're
don't
seeing,
know.
it's going to take a while. Probably, let's see. There's a time on here somewhere. I just got to find it. It's going to take over an hour for it to do so. It's not draining very fast at all, and it's a good amount of water that you threw down into this bottom level.
Okay.
But you could certainly investigate the door while it's covered in water if you wanted to.
I'd like to jump down, investigate the door.
So as you jump down and try to reach out to check the door, see if it's locked and such, you actually can't touch the door at all. You find this invisible wall of force seems to be protecting the door from the pressure of the water pressing against it.
Well, that's interesting.
You said a wall of force?
That's what Berwin thinks, yeah.
Guys, I can't reach the door. Do I see like a bubble of air or something like that around the door?
It kind of appears that way. It's very, very, thin and hard to, discern a size of this wall that seems to be protecting the door, but you see just a little bit of space, maybe, about an inch or so of space between the door and the water itself, based on where you can put your hand.
I'm going to try to find a way to connect or tie up a rope at some point. Is there anywhere I could really tie this to in here?
I mean, there's like rocks up on the desert level,
Mhm.
and there's different things up on the top level you could tie it on as well.
Okay. I'd like to do that just to make sure we have some ropes that lead us back down. Yeah, I'll just use one of my ropes and attach it somewhere at the top. Anywhere at the top, so we can just climb back up. And then Berwin kind of saying, you know, he's... What's that?
Yeah, you can attach your rope to my rope so you have plenty of length all the way from the top.
Okay. And then after that, I look down at Berwin and say, does it look like something we can make disappear with magic?
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's just a wall of force or something similar, keeping the water off the door.
So it's cast detect magic. Is it a? It's a magical wall.
Yeah, you clearly recognize this as a wall of force, much like what the Sphinx had in front of it.
All right, I'm gonna try and cast dispel magic on it.
Gonna tell Berwin to come over this way, just to be safe. Kind of pull him back up here.
All right, give me a charisma check. Yeah, so as you attempt to dispel this wall of force, you feel the magic beginning to unwind, and then it pops back into existence, forcing you away from it.
Well, that didn't work. I just have to wait it out.
It looked as though it was going to work, though.
Yeah, but I can't cast that again.
Okay. Then I will cast spell magic on the door.
All right, same thing. Your spell casting should be charisma as well, so charisma check.
My spell casting is wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. So yeah, wisdom check then. Yeah, so as you cast this, you feel the binds of the spell beginning to untwine, and unlike when Kaelin did it, the magic completely unravels back into the weave, and you see the water shift. You know, the whole basin of it down below your feet shifts ever so suddenly, and you see the door down below burst open, and the water floods in, dropping a few more feet and then stopping again.
Well, so now it's steady again. It's not going to like sweep us in.
Yeah, it dropped down about 6 inches or so from your perspective after the door burst open, but the water is steady now.
Cool.
Right.
Looks like I did it. Yep.
So as you look through this burst open door, you see about a 10-foot long hallway leading to another door down below the water. As you look in it further, you see, much like before, except it seems to be a larger bubble from another wall of force seems to be surrounding this other door.
And is the water still going down, or is it's fully steady now?
As you're looking around, taking your time, kind of coming back up to the surface and looking around, it looks like the water is still draining ever slowly. And even as you move around, and this, now that you're all down here, you're able to look, and you look in the four corners of where the manticores were in this bottom level, and you see what appears to be some small drains that seem to be sucking the water down.
So are we doing this again? Guys?
As you're looking at it now, it seems like the water is draining much faster now that the first door has been broken through.
How much faster?
Instead of over an hour, it looks like it might be done draining within 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes.
We could just wait that time and see if that dispels the wall, because it could be the water.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we can do that. Just wait long enough to see what happens.
All right. Are y'all just swimming, treading water this whole time? What are you doing?
I'm actually considering
gonna-
climbing up. Yeah, and
Yeah. Climbing up, sitting down.
maybe take an hour for a short rest while we're waiting on this to drain out.
So I was just thinking,
It won't take an hour, but good.
But yeah.
short rest.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be opposed to it.
Take a breather real quick. That was some hard work. Fighting
So
off the
we're
monsters.
taking a short rest.
Yeah, so take a short rest here.
Okay. I'm gonna burn a spell into my ring of spell scoring before we do that.
Burn a spell into what?
That ring of spell scoring,
Oh, okay.
it didn't have anything in it right now. So
What
that
are you throwing in?
That's what I was trying to figure out real quick.
Nice.
Coming really handy
Nice.
so far. So I'm throwing in Thunderstep.
Okay. All right. So as you're all sitting down to rest, you're all being somewhat alert. So everybody roll me a d12. All right. So as you make your way through your short rest, kind of keeping an eye out and everything, nothing seems to be untoward, and you are able to make it through the short rest with no issues.
The water gone.
It was gone about 20 or so minutes passed, and the water kind of drained all the way out. It is now almost no water. Small puddles and such are in the indentions in the floor, but no other water is present.
And then climbing down and looking ahead at the end of this 10-foot hallway, kind of walk up and, similar to Berwin, what he did before, just kind of put my hand up to it to see if I can get past.
You notice that you're able to touch the door firmly now.
Okay.
And everybody just moved down to the south end, back up on the top layer, just because there's no easy way to do that, so the map's designed differently.
Yep.
Theater of the mind, you're still down in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you see the door in front of you. Another wooden door, somewhat different than what you've seen thus far. However, checking it, you don't see any traps and it is unlocked.
All right. Go ahead and do we hear any sounds on the other side?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. A double-digit investigation.
As you're listening against the door, the waters dissipate. Kind of put your ear against it to listen on the other side, and you hear kind of a high-pitched, light voice saying, somewhat muffled due to the thickness of this door, assumingly at least. You hear it saying from the other side, "Is anybody there? Hello?"
And kind of relay back that I'm hearing voices on the other side. And no, I don't think it's in my head. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the knob or hit the latch and push forward.
All right. As you open the door, You see lavish furnishings and decorations are everywhere in this large room. The floor is strewn with rugs and cushions, and tapestries cover the walls. A hookah as tall as an adult human stands in one corner.
Jeepers.
The largest piece of furniture is a sumptuous divan at the back of the room. And in the middle of the room, sitting down on one of the rugs, you see a halfling in some like decent looking armor, kind of looking at you, wide-eyed as you open the door.
Half.
Kind of trying to get a feel for him as I step forward. Is he panicking? What is he doing?
As you move forward, he says, I can't believe somebody made it down here. What even brings you down here?
Perhaps we could ask you the same question.
With that, you see him kind of shaking his small head. He says, I've been a prisoner down here for, he kind of smiles and shakes his head, a very, very long time, I think. I was captured by this wizard and forced to stay down here in this luxurious prison, as he said.
Hmm.
Who is he?
With that, he raised an eyebrow. Says, does the stories of Charybdis not still plague the lands? Surely you know who he is.
Just wanted confirmation.
More importantly, who are you?
And with that, he kind of stands up. He says, I'm sorry. It's been so long. I've forgotten my manners. My name is Kesnev.
Kesnev?
That is not how I thought that was going.
Yeah, I had to think about how to say
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
You're far away from anywhere you could probably call home.
With that, he kind of chuckles uneasily. He says, you're telling me. Everybody give me perception checks as you're looking around.
And why were you brought here in the first place?
With that, you see him kind of shrug. He says, why? I honestly don't know. I was caught by an evil wizard. I can't really speak for what his aims were. He was crazy after all, but he put me down here and said, I'll remain here, guarding, he kind of motions behind him, where Mark and where Aelion and Berwyn all see what seems to be a pile of different items. The biggest thing showing from these items is a black sword, black great sword, laying down below the divan behind him. He said, I must protect these things, though I've been trapped in here. I don't understand how I'm supposed to protect anything when I'm a prisoner.
Perhaps it is your head that this wizard was trying to get inside of and allow you to stay here while protecting the things that he cares about, and kind of walk over in this direction and kind of motion to the sword that we see behind the Devon.
And as you motion to the sword, you see him looking at it, and he kind of shies away a bit from it. He says, that thing is odd. It keeps trying to speak to me all these years. I just had to shove it under there to get it away from me.
While they're talking, cast detect magic. Besides the sword, does anything else in the room light up? So I just kind of wander around a little bit.
Does the halfling glow?
Let's see.
Part of it.
There's several different colors of magic radiating from underneath this divan, and the halfling as well is radiating. Looks like some kind of transformation magic.
Yeah. Walk up behind Markinor and just kind of whisper, I don't think this halfling is what it seems.
Give me a stealth check as you do so. So as you say that, unfortunately, you say it a little bit louder than you intended originally. And you see the eyes of this halfling snap over, and the almost, innocent demeanor of this halfling changes, and you see his face go rigid. And then a voice very unlike what you heard before comes booming out of his voice or out of his mouth. Well, I guess I couldn't play the charade for too long. And as he says that, his whole body begins to morph and grow. And in front of you, you see a very large, blue-skinned creature begin to take shape with a large glaive in his hand. And at that point, we are going to roll for initiative.
Bring it. It's not bad. Better than that, that's for sure.
I just can't believe I got caught.
Gotta roll higher than an 18. Didn't roll higher than 18.
Jeepers. Hello there. General Kenobi.
Alien stepped away, so I'll roll for... Oh, just kidding.
You didn't roll that, did you?
Never mind.
There you go. One.
All right, so as this creature forms into its actual shape, the transformation, kind of seemingly polymorph spell that was cast upon it, dissipating, it moves forward, clearly looking to kill you all. And that, Berwin, you're the first to react.
Oh, heck yeah, I am. I'm going to step in. Let me see if I want to do this or not.
That buzzer says no.
Yes, I'm gonna cast Guardian of Nature on myself.
This is new.
I did it once before. And then my action, I'm gonna wild shape into a dire wolf.
All right.
Which is what most,
Did I bring that
which is
token?
what boring druids do.
Did not. Let me go find it. Actually,
Oh yeah, I haven't been a dire wolf in this dungeon yet. I've been an octopus.
did that work?
Okay, so. Oh, right.
No, it doesn't have all its stuff though. Damn it.
Oh, baby direwolf.
Baby dire wolf.
Aw, he's so cute.
Oh, look at it.
It's attached
Shot.
to that.
Sword to the face.
All right, you'll just have to do its stats again.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Not so
And oh crap. I actually can't see it.
Yeah, you can.
There I am. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I'm just gonna move up to him, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. So you all see. Oops. Descending. There we go. Okay, so you all see Berwin taking a step forward after. Which form did you pick?
Oh, Primal Beast.
So as he grew fur out of his body, kind of growing large teeth and having a very feral look about him, you see him immediately thereafter transfer fully into a feral form of his direwolf form. Oh, you have dark vision up to 120 feet. Let me change that.
Yes.
You can see everything now.
Hey, you're a drow.
Hey,
All right.
this is nice.
It's like this is what Caitlin sees all the time. All
And it
right, so-
lasts for 1 minute.
and he takes shape in front of this large blue creature and moves forward. Markinor.
All right. Going to step here. Want to cast Spirit Guardians? Yes. Right at level 4.
It rolled a 19.
Okay, so it still takes half damage. And the entire time I'm going to have to add a 1d8 to the damage. So,
Okay.
because it'll be at higher level from now on. Actually, let me just go ahead and add.
You could just roll that again since you're out of spell slots anyway. It won't negatively affect your spell slots.
That's true. So yeah, that's that. And then I'm going to cast that was my primary action, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll again cast Tyr's Longsword. And 13 to hit.
13 misses.
And that will be my turn. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Furiously clicking, setting everything up. Jesus. All right. So let me zoom in. Everything looks so tiny when you're zoomed out. All right. So Markinor summons these guardians once again. They pass harmlessly through all of you, but slam into this creature. However, it seems like it did next to nothing to it. And the sword swings around, running into this kind of chainmail armor that this thing is now wearing, that you can see above its blue skin. And the sword does not make contact. Aelion.
So I'm assuming our friend Kesnef turned into that thing.
Yeah.
That's the way, I guess, right before that.
Yeah, basically he was pleading for, them to take him away and such, and he was a prisoner. And then Kaelin cast Detect Magic, saw that Kesnef was glowing with transmutation magic, and tried to whisper to Markinor that Kesnef was not what he seemed, and Kesnef heard him and morphed into this large creature and began attacking you.
Okay. Well, hunters mark him. Step up next to Markinor. And swing away.
None of them hit.
Okay. Well, that's my turn then.
All right, so give me a perception check as you're swinging.
Perception.
All right, so as you're swinging away with Shatter Spike, you see him kind of reach up with a somewhat mailed arm and knock away your attacks. And as he raises his hand up, you see a glowing gold ring with a shield kind of embedded on it that seems to glow every time he glances an attack away. That being said, this creature is going to step forward and attack Markinor and Berwyn with his glaive. Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw. Because that's a thing. Right.
I went ahead and added that 1 to that, so it's
48.
automatically rolling it.
That's an 8776 on 4d8. Good gosh, dude.
Yeah, that is a meaty roll. He rolled an 18, so he did save at least. So he's going to take
14.
So the creature is buffeted as it swings its glaive towards you. Berwyn rolling an 18.
Berwyn or me?
Berwyn
You said
first
me
did
the
it.
first time.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. It's an 18 both ways, so it doesn't matter.
Protection on Berwyn as he swipes towards him.
All right, 15.
15 will just inherently.
Okay,
I don't have to carry. I don't have to carry that.
No, protection gives it disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it was an 18 or a 15 at disadvantage. So
15
it brings it
will-
around. Yeah, it brings it around. Missing you, you're able to sidestep around it. And Markinor, you bring your shield up and block it as it brings the glaive around it towards you again. And it misses both attacks.
Nice.
Kaelin.
Muted.
Sorry, I was coughing up a storm. Alright, I'm gonna cast Blight on it. It's a DC 17 con save,
Roll to 17.
so it takes 21. Unless it's a plant.
It's definitely not a plant.
Damn it. Or a magical plant.
Definitely not a magical
Oh
plant.
man, that would have ripped.
Yeah.
Twig blights.
I'm gonna just kind of back up a little further.
All right,
That's
so
it.
that's it. All right. So as this creature stands there in front of you, you reach out and send this kind of black oozing energy at it, and it seeps off this thing's skin. It's able to shove most of it off of it, but it takes a little bit of damage from it. One thing to note, when it was right before it attacked, some of the wounds, the bruising that had already been developing from being buffeted by the spirit guardians, as well as the what else did it take damage from? Actually, I think it's just taken from the guardians.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Seemed to like turn back to its regular blue color. Just something to keep in mind. All right, Berwin,
I'm attacking it twice.
do it.
Not a whole lot else to do. I get advantage either way. 25.
Hits.
Well, 18 on the first hit. Oh, damn.
Where's the force damage coming from?
Dispel. Guardian of Nature, that's the last part of the Primal Beast.
Nice.
Melee attacks have 20. That's it then. I'm guessing an 11.
Yeah, 11 definitely misses.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
it
so
then.
your great sword comes around the first time. It leaves a somewhat deep furrow that kind of expands as your blade leaves the wound it created from the force damage, doing a good amount of damage to it. However, this creature does not seem all that hurt. Seems more pissed off than anything. Markinor.
Cool. If it's upset, I'm gonna try to make it even more upset. 21
Hit.
for 12 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then, the sword is going to do its thing as well. 19
Hits.
for another 12 force damage.
Nice.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, so Markinor brings his hammer around, crashing into the side of this creature. It kind of stumbles back a bit, and the sword takes that opportunity to swing in and gouge it across the chest as well. Aelion.
Just the old 3 combo. Oh, bam.
That one.
No.
Oh,
So the
that
one was
one,
last. The
though.
24 hit, though. The rapier hit.
Then I'll just roll D100. Heh.
God, you're 12.
It's fine.
It's the last one on this one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Give me a dex check.
That's without proficiency, right?
No, just a dexterity check.
Well, I mean, that would just, I don't know. Like, not a saving throw, right?
Yeah, not a saving throw. It's a dex check.
Right. So without the one.
All right. Okay. So as you swing you're able to make, leading off with your rapier, you stab into the chest of this creature, dealing a good amount of damage. Oops, there we go. But as you bring Shatterspike around, you miss, and then in fury, you kind of bring it around again. And as you do so, you not only miss, but you almost lose grip of Shatterspike, but you're able to clinch on just barely, keeping hold of your weapon. So once again, you see some of the gouges begin to close up on this creature as it gets ready to attack. You see it bring its hands together in front of it, and as it does so, a wave of cold air rushes out in front of all of you, towards you all. Wisdom saving throw, nat 20.
Nice. So, 9.
Okay. I need con saves from all of you.
Fail me now.
Ooh.
Ouch.
That's
Was that a spell?
Mm-hmm.
Counterspell.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit.
All right, give me a charisma check.
And I did cast it at 4th level, just in case that matters.
So if it's 4th or lower, it'll...
It automatically succeeds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not. It's a higher level spell.
So that's a check or a saving throw.
Check.
God.
That's unfortunate. Just a hot 4. So as you attempt to counter this spell that begins to form and start to rage, unfortunately you're unable to unravel the weave of this magic before it comes out. I still need a con save, yeah. All right. So Markinor and Kaylin are able to save, thus only taking half damage. Yeah, half damage. As this cone of cold energy just spreads out over all of you. 33 damage total to those two that didn't save. Half of that would be 16 to you two that saved.
Okay.
And that is...
wait, 33 damage, you said?
Mhm.
Yep, 33.
Ow.
Oh no, that only takes one action. Wait, how many spell slots does it have? Damn it, roll 20. Oh, I have no idea. Well, that's unfortunate. We're just gonna say it has one slot, so we can only do that once. Okay, so you all take a good beating as this thing just cold envelops you all, and it actually gets to swing its glaive again. Gonna aim at Markinor and roll a 9.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kaylin, well, you're not that sorry.
All right.
Maybe not. Just a little.
Fuck. All right. Well, since I've noticed that lovely regeneration, I'm going to cast Chill Touch at it. And 16.
16 misses.
And
Ouch.
nothing.
Oh, shit.
That's it then.
All right. So as you attempt to reach out with this tendril of necrotic energy, the creature kind of ducks the side of it, and it harmlessly misses it. Berwin.
Yep. I'm gonna attack it. Nineteen.
It's
Only 16 damage. Ignore the force. I save by 1. And I'm apparently rather pissed.
That seems like it.
So 12 plus 13 or 25 plus another 16, 35, 41 damage. Total on
Oof.
turn. And bonus action. What the?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wait. Oh my goodness.
Rolls are all over the damn place right now.
That's
Okay,
weird.
that's it. That's my turn.
That's
All right.
weird.
So as Berwin steps forward and slashes twice, he does a massive amount of damage to this creature. It's starting to actually look hurt now. That being said, it's still raring to go to fight. Aelion's Hunter's Mark dropped with that Cone of Cold hit, unfortunately. Markinor.
Yeah. Let's stick to the tried and true. 19.
Hit.
6 bludgeoning damage. This time I am going to use War Priest and attack again with the hammer.
Okay.
20.
Mm-hmm.
8 bludgeoning damage. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, so you bring down the hammer twice, scoring good hits into this creature. It is still standing, starting to look pretty beat up though. Aelion.
Well, since Hunter's Mark dropped, again.
Okay.
Sweet times.
Second time misses, but first one hits.
Sweet. Another 11.
Anything else? All right. So as you bring your sword around twice, first attack misses, but the second one strikes home. This creature is starting to look beat up and begins to audibly groan with the attacks and staggers back a few steps. That being said, it's going to wisdom save. And it's going to fail this time.
Hey, 18.
Yeah, it's looking super weak as it gets ready to attack. As it does so, it raises a hand up, and inky black begins to surround not only it, but also fill up the rest of the room.
An inky black.
And just to make this realistic,
Wow. What a dick.
Cool.
as this ever-enveloping darkness surrounds you all, you are now blind for all intents and purposes. And it also gets to attack out of the dark. Who's it gonna attack?
Nice.
Berwyn.
Okay.
Ooh, 20.
Yeah, 20 hits.
Out of the darkness, you feel the cut of a blade going across your stomach for 13 slashing damage.
There it is. Okay. Fine.
All
Hey,
right.
I found myself.
Kaylin.
All right, since I can't see it, but I can be a douche and still it can still hear me. Let's throw some vicious mockery at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
DC 17 Wisdom save.
Oh, it did 18.
Fuck.
Of course it
You
did.
tried.
Literally, I just yelled "fuck" him in undergarment.
You hear a low, belly-filled chuckle coming out of there. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I gotta look up what actually happens when you try to attack in darkness.
It's disadvantage.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so
I
you
mean,
hear
it's the same as I would imagine a creature with invisibility cast on it. To a degree. But I have advantage on the attack.
So you'll have a normal attack.
19.
Hits.
8.
All right.
And 14.
Oof. All right, so as
And there's the bonus action.
okay, so as Berwin in his wolf form, you just hear him kind of grunting and shuffling around. You hear the whiz of the sword through the air, and you hear it make contact twice. And you hear the creature groan in pain, kind of stumbling. You hear it all down to your southeast now. Seems like it moved away, and if you saw it, you would know that it's pretty hurt. Markinor.
I may not be able to sense where it is, or I may not be able to see it, but does the sword?
The sword's following your instructions, so...
Okay. Then... I'm gonna cast...
Get a better...
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
Alright.
And try to make the cloud go away.
The cloud drops.
Okay. And at which time, a little infuriated by this thing, I'm gonna move over and just smack it with the warhammer.
Do it.
No, I'm not.
Nope.
The sword is gonna move over and attack because I just used my action for Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Oh, not Spirit Guardians, not Spirit Guardians. Use this one. Spirit Guardians, yes, more Spirit Guardians. Although...
Oh, that hits.
11 force damage.
Okay. In the
Wait,
famous...
the Spirit Guardians did something?
in
The
the
Spirit
words of
Guardians
Matthew
always do
Mercer.
something.
How do you want to do this?
Longsword did something.
So yeah, kind of sensing that I'm not able to see anything quickly, dispel the darkness, what I believe to be a darkness spell put over the room. And as soon as I see him, I kind of mentally instruct the sword to come around and just jab straight towards this guy with as much force as possible and just pierces right through his chest.
So yeah, you clearly see the sword just zip across the room, traveling about 10 feet or so in a straight line, just completely horizontal, and just fly straight into this thing's chest as it's recovering from the attacks from Berwin. Berwin, you're able to see the end of the sword sticking out of this creature's back, and it slowly gurgles this like purple ichor coming out of its mouth, and then it falls to the ground, unmoving.
Wrecked.
Yeah. The sword goes away, and I'm going to walk over to the sword that's behind. You said it's behind this thing here?
It's underneath the divan.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna reach under and kind of slide it my way, take the end of the warhammer to kind of fish it out and pull it out towards us, and pick it up and slide it into the bag of holding.
Sure, was real happy about that. Can I check the dead giant blue jackal's body?
You can. Oh, I didn't realize he had that. Shit. Oh well. Man.
Find a new spell?
A little bit harder. Oh. As you're looking over this creature shifting around, you see it doesn't really have money or anything on it. However, you do see some other things besides that sword resting beneath the divan. Some of those things are monies. As you're looking down at the creature, however, you see he's wearing 2 different rings.
Yeah, want to pry those off his cold dead fingers.
Jeepers.
Pry him off the cold dead fingers.
Not even cold yet.
Warm.
Do you want to just hack the fingers off instead?
Might as well.
Hey, you're the one who doesn't want to desecrate bodies.
It's true. I do not.
I'm just being respectful to you.
Well, at least that's one of you. And look over at Berwin.
Bad I don't have a knife anymore. So unless you want me to take the Berserker's axe back out, which we all know is a bad plan.
What are you looking at me for?
Shut up, Wolf Boy. You can't talk right now.
Bark.
Damn it.
Bark, bark.
Let me get a beer real quick, and then we'll go over loots.
Okay. Yeah. I like that he has to go get a beer first before we go and take care of loot. Like, we should be celebrating this loot.
I mean, we should once we get out.
Yes.
I feel like this is perfect music for this situation.
What's that?
The music.
Oh.
Fits.
Because of the stream, I'm trying to play music that I know won't get flagged. So I have the music bot muted, and I'm playing other music just to make sure that the videos don't get flagged.
It's Lord of the Rings music.
Oh.
The music
Yeah,
bot's playing.
I have Skyrim music going right now, so because that stuff never gets flagged ever.
I like my music. The music's for me. I don't give a shit if y'all are listening to it at all. It puts me in the mood.
Oh no, and that's why I was telling. That's why I was telling him. It's not about me not liking it. It's I'm doing it because of music getting flagged on my stream lately.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Let us just enjoy our music, okay?
Yeah.
I want to
Right.
listen to Lord of the Rings music. Let me do it.
For real.
All right. So I'm assuming y'all are going to.
Strip
Check
this
on
place of loot? Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Everything fits inside the bag of holding.
So you've already taken. I don't have a pretty picture, unfortunately. What you pretty much are 99.99% sure is Black Razor, a blackest night with almost stars encrusted in the hilt and the blade. And you've shoved that into the bag of holding.
Yeah, you shoved it in the bag of holding before I could talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, we did.
Smart move.
Oh, damn it. They have
Wait, isn't
I can-
Wave in there also?
Yes, it is.
There's going to be conversations inside the bag of holding.
Yeah, I want to hear those conversations.
Sentient weapon conversation. That'll be interesting.
Oh, you're here too. Hmm. Interesting. I thought you were better than that.
That would be Black Razor. Sarcastic ass.
Okay, I'm going to do conversion for y'all because fuck that.
Okay.
What? Not 8,000 copper?
Nah, it's 1,000 electum pieces, so
Yeah.
I mean, if you want that.
500 gold? Yeah,
it's
please
50
no
damage.
electum.
Yeah.
The dumbest currency ever invented.
It's so useless. It's like 50 to 100. Wait, what? Why?
Because dwarves.
Because dwarves.
That's what I'm going with.
Always blame the little one.
All right, so inside you find 1,000 gold pieces in a very large sack, 200 platinum pieces inside a smaller sack. You find 4 pieces of random jewelry. You're assuming these are very expensive altogether, probably around 11,000 gold pieces for all of them. You see a potion of some kind, red in coloring, that you know is related to some kind of spell that's put into potions. You see a scroll that appears to be a spell scroll, and you see what appears to be plate armor laying underneath it with a kind of big shine upon it.
Good idea. Good idea.
Copy paste. That way I can drop it in.
Yeah, 1 second.
Thank you.
Tried to drink, my throat hurts.
That was Black Razor, right? And is
Yeah.
it just a longsword?
It's a great sword.
I did that gold conversion wrong, sorry. It's 100, not 1,000.
No, you didn't. No.
Nope, I did.
No.
I thought it was weird, but I hit plus instead of divide.
I'm still holding on to all the other stuff too, so once we finish this part of it and we sit
gonna
back down,
be
we'll sort everything.
filthy rich.
We're gonna be building an aquarium.
Going to be building an aquarium. Definitely doing
With
that.
terrarium. What are those pieces of jewelry made with?
Holy
Amazing things.
shit.
I kind of want. I'm with Berwin on that one. There might be some damn.
Holy shit. Alright. That's a thing now.
Then what about
Kalen just wants to wear the jewelry.
No, I want to see if there's good freaking jewels in it that we can pry off to use for spell components later.
There's a various amount
No
of very
bling.
large jewels inside these pieces of jewelry.
By the way, we still have those other jewels from earlier, so
I know.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we could also sell the jewelry and buy gems.
I know.
uh
Do we want to do the identify fest?
Let's get out of here first.
Yeah, get outta
Oh
here.
wait, I can't talk. Woof 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 woof.
Just imagine a husky talking.
We're about to the end of the session. Just gonna throw that out there. That if you go back any further, we're gonna stop before you do anything else. So
mm,
Yeah, I figured this was actually a pretty safe space because we could probably bar the door and
yeah.
long
Yeah.
rest if we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
this very large blue creature, its body.
Mm-hmm.
We can push that outside the door too. Hey, there's supposed to be like really nice furniture there. You know, it's luxury.
You
now
just
stained
want
with,
you just
like,
want the
purple
hookah.
blood.
You just
You
want the
want
hookah.
I saw you over there, dog.
It's a hookah the size of a man. It's fucking
Yeah.
huge.
It's tiny now.
All right.
Can I identify what this creature is
With the nature check, sure.
And Kaylin,
as a wolf?
do you want to start identifying
No.
this
The
stuff?
answer is no.
That was the plan. Identify the stuff, maybe long rest.
Really want a long rest in here before going back
Yes.
through all the traps.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, you know it's a big blue creature, and it shared some properties with an ogre, but you're not sure what it was, or with a troll rather, not an ogre.
Stupid health regen.
So it
Guys,
looks
I
like
didn't-
we're. Go ahead.
I didn't take any damage.
I
All
did.
right. So what are we identifying here?
Just gonna go down the
Yeah.
list, I guess.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
the potion, the spell scroll. Well, I can just read the spell scroll. I need to identify
Also,
that.
if we're long resting, I'm gonna go back to
You're not going to be able
Just-
to long rest.
yeah, I didn't think
You've essentially
better.
got, without taking like a full day off of dungeon diving, you're not going to get another long rest.
Okay.
Potion, as you identify that, you recognize that as a potion of healing, and as you look at it closer, you see this is actually a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
44 plus 4 on the healing on that.
Well, either Aeolian or Markenor.
Okay.
Take that.
Alien.
Yeah, you can give it to Alien.
Yeah.
Alien gets all the potions.
Mm-hmm.
And they just go right away. So it was 44 plus 4.
44 plus 4, yep. The scroll, as you look over it, you discover this is a scroll of protections, and it mentions fiends inside of it.
Okay. Like I said, since I can just read that, I don't care. The plate armor.
As you look over this, you see that this armor grants protection, or rather resistance, to a certain type, and as you look at the weaves around it, it seems to protect from slashing damage.
Okay, that could be useful, maybe. And then the 2 rings would be the other things.
One ring, you almost don't even have to identify it. It's exactly the same as the ring that you wear on your own finger. It's a ring of spell storing. As you look at the other ring, it has a shield laid down on it, encrusted with some like expensive looking diamonds, and you know this is a ring of protection.
Okay. That would be it then. I don't think the jewelry wasn't showing up magical, so don't care about that.
Nope, just really expensive.
Yeah. There was nothing else in the room. The hookah's not magical.
No, not necessarily magical, just very ornate and cool looking. And there's some grass sitting in the bottom of the hookah that looks like it was getting ready to be burned. Not sure what it is though.
It's spiky with little orange hairs running through it.
What was that ring that we had?
You want a protection or the...
No, the ring of resistance from the last dungeon crawl, from Timochan. What was that? Was it fire?
Fire. Mm-hmm.
I have that on my character. I just don't have it on my character sheet, so I forgot about it.
Are you attuned to that one?
Oh yeah, I was already attuned to it.
Okay.
Oh crap! There was something I was gonna attune to.
Well,
Oh yeah, the Stone of Good Luck.
Yeah.
That's right. Which, if we long rested,
Yeah, you could have attuned to it.
I would like to
During the
attune to
break.
it.
Just
I
make
would
sure
have
that
to
you-
drop the ring of animal influence. So that's up for grabs. It would let y'all talk to me while shapeshift, while wild shaped.
If we did... Yeah, see, I thought
Or
we
does
should.
it actually?
Probably not.
Ring of Animal Influence.
It
That was
allows
from-
you to cast Speak with Animals.
Let's see.
And,
No, it's not limited.
and what was
You
the
wouldn't be able to
protection?
cast Animal Friendship on me.
The Ring of Animal Influence actually doesn't require attunement.
Oh, it doesn't?
Nope. It's only a rare item.
Correct. Somebody
The
can
ring-
still use it, though.
The ring of protection is against what type?
It's
Or is
just
it
a
just
flat,
an AC
plus
boost?
one to plus one to AC.
Okay.
And saving throws.
Hey, marketer, you want to...
22.
Remember, attunement's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Ooh, another spell slot
I mean,
that I
Yeah.
can dump into. Or I can have my goggles and be able to see 180 feet in the dark.
That's not necessary.
No, but the sunlight disadvantage
That is necessary.
is necessary.
That ring of
Well, I think
protection, I would not turn down. That's for damn sure.
And as you're all going through your loot and everything, we're going to obviously stop for the night. So,
Oh,
cool. All right. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right. So, with that, that is going to be the end of our stream. As always, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you that were here tonight to watch us have a little fun with the aquarium room, which to me was amazing. Don't forget, tomorrow is Tyranny of Dragons, 7:30 Eastern. Then we're back here on Wednesday for the brand new Amongst the Giants campaign. It should be fun, hopefully. I hope I'm ready for that. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And then back here next weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, doing our Civil War alliance to start everything off. Other than that, that is going to be it for us. Thank you, like I said, as always, for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. let's see if there's anybody out in the world that I could send you guys to. Dr. Lupo, maybe. Oh, he has 100,000 viewers right now. All right. Actually, I'm going to send you guys over to speed gaming. So let's do speed gaming. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw you guys over there to speed gaming here. Hope you guys enjoy. They're doing some Legend of Zelda speed runs right now, so that should be fun and enjoyable. I will see you guys on Wednesday for Amongst the Giants. So have a good evening, and I will see you soon. Okay, I'm back.